Hello.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello.
Wait, we're live or we are alive?
We are alive right
Either
now.
For now.
Not for much longer.
Early.
For now.
Oh god.
Yes.
Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not voice actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story, who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper today. February, we are already in February. January has come and gone. February is affiliate push for us. We are in need of 50 follows. We are very, very close to that. So hopefully tonight or the next few streams, we will be able to meet this goal. We do not want your primes. We don't want your biddies. We just want you to go to the bottom of the video player, click that little bitty heart, and show us love with your follow. We love Twitch. We want to build this community. People who love story and play as much as we do. So please drop a follow. And a lot of you don't know this, but for every Australian that is listening, if you follow right now, Ryan will personally come to your house and give you a hug. That is a true opportunity right there. Do not miss that opportunity.
That is a promise.
Oh, it's a promise, whether you want it or not.
Uh-huh.
You can always join us live here on Twitch or join us on YouTube. We post all of the videos that we make onto all of the campaign videos we publish onto our YouTube channel, Black Dragon RP on YouTube. It's where you can find all of that content. Go ahead and wrathful smite that like button. See, it's much better than the smash.
There we go.
In tribute to last week's session. All of our socials are on the bottom of the page. All of those for Black Dragon are in the middle. All of those for the individuals are listed down below as well, so you can get a hold of us during the week if you would like to know more about who we are. Without further ado, I think it is time to start tonight's session. What do you guys think?
Let's do it to it.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
how much
Only
longer?
one way to find out.
How much longer can we
Meet our
put
doom
this off?
head on.
The amount of energy you guys have is just overwhelming.
Let's do this.
As we limp to the next trial.
Let's start with our recap. Beginning of last round, beginning of last session, Branimir has a delivery that's waiting for him at the front of the tavern. Knight of Maltok, as well as the order of black powder that he requested. The knight delivers a promised jade, as well as scorns any of those who spread false rumors about the dragon's defeat. The ambassador joins the group for breakfast, but needs to return to the capital, but tells the others that her envoy, Peacekeeper Seza, will be joining them at her request. If they need anything, she should be the liaison between Ujat and the party. Camael announces to the party that she has been called by her patron to fulfill her trials, and that she will need to go with or without them. The team agree. With Boltzmann stable, they are ready to help. After a bit of shopping, Peacekeeper Seza show the party to their transportation, a group of griffins. Branimir is not a fan of heights, but secures his coconut sprout and his owlbear cub, and climbs on the steady-handed ranger, Saoirse's griffin. The team travels swiftly across the volcanic mountainside onward toward the Great Desert. Passing the walled city of Ismailia, they fly another 20 minutes or so until they reach the Temple of the Goddesses, a series of 4 interconnected pyramids. The temples are empty and quiet, which leaves Branimir questioning if this is the right place. But Camael reassures him that these are sacred temples that serve a purpose for those called to them. They are not meant for outsiders or tourists or his owlbear. Begrudgingly, he leaves his beloved Addie with the griffins after Seza reassures him that they are very well trained. Before the party enters the holy temple, they find a monolith written in 10 different languages, all saying the same phrase. In this place, the broken find healing, the seekers find wisdom, the weak find strength. Within the temple, the party finds a long table with a note. The note reads, "A trial of the body. A paladin must rely on his allies as well as their own strengths to be able to be victorious against evil In this, the first of 3 trials, you must enter into combat against an unnatural creature. The limitations of your physical being will be tested. Prepare for anything. The party enters the chamber and are immediately overwhelmed with the sounds of laughter, not just from one source, but from many, emanating all from the same abhorrent creature, the Laughing Hand. After the first round of battle with this creature, the floor lights up with blue energy and the party's magic seems to become nullified within the bounds of the large circle surrounding most of the room. The second round begins, and the third round begins, and a magical darkness envelops the same space, causing confusion against the party. The last round, the fourth round, happens, and a drain of their physical being becomes evident, and they lose health. After a few close calls and an ill-directed push of a creature to the other allies, eventually Camael, drawing on her deity, to invoke a deadly smite that levels the creature, impaling its body onto the floor before the laughing finally. And that is where we are right now. You guys are still within the chamber. You guys have finally defeated this being and left it there on the ground. You guys are kind of taking a moment to grab your breath, to be able to assess, making sure that there was no other dangers, and seeing none. What are you guys doing?
Breathing heavily.
Can we inspect the body of this creature?
Yeah. Roll.
Oh no, not me.
Too late.
It was just a suggestion. It was a suggestion.
Boltzmann clearly curious about this
Please.
creature. Yeah, he'd approach it and would carefully inspect the body.
I'll say you can either roll a medicine check or an investigation.
I will roll for investigation. Anybody would be willing to help me? No.
Well, I think Saoirse would be willing to help, and she would be looking to it in terms of her background. Her background as a ranger. Is this thing natural? Or how natural is it, or how aberrant is it? So,
it's larger than an average human being. It's about 7 to 10 feet tall, depending on the shoulder. One shoulder kind of dips down and it's kind of hunched over. Just the fact that you saw what you saw from this creature, where the face seemed to almost be in almost a melted sort of way, and every time that you did damage,
the mouth's opening,
definitely something that is not of nature. It seems to be very abhorrent.
Well, I guess maybe rephrasing of the question, or I don't know if that was for his investigation, or rephrasing of the question she's asking. Has she heard of anything like this being created by wizards, sorcerers, etc., or does it strike her as something aberrant, some mutation within the natural world due to extraplanar energies?
I would say
that's not how she would phrase it, but
you can roll an investigation too, and I'll tell you what you find out about this thing.
Okay.
Oh my!
13?
Whoa!
Oh, okay, thank you, Boltzmann.
I was looking for
specifically, Saoirse, you're kind of looking about its origins and what it is. You definitely tell that it's not of this world. It's very difficult. Have never heard of anything similar to this, especially with these features of being able to grow mouths like that. That's something that you've never heard or seen of before. It's just not something that's seen. You've heard of undead creatures. You've seen some kind of wily stuff, but it doesn't have that same. Kind of. It's definitely an evil presence, but it's not the same kind of evil presence as these undead, necromantic type of things. This seems to be its own type of thing, but its source eludes you. You're not really sure. You've not heard of what this is. Boltzmann, as you actually do an investigation, taking a look at this, very subtly with the 23, you see its heart within it still beating. You don't actually see the heart, but you definitely see motion within its body, very faintly, beating very, very slowly. Maybe even 1 beat per minute. Every once in a while you...
I would pull back my arm or whatever, my arm, and I would point it out immediately to everybody else. Its heart is still beating, but very slowly. And after saying that, Boltzmann would pull out his arcane firearm and point it towards the creature.
Okay.
I think we should really just finish this. And I would look around.
And I think Saoirse was just about to poke it, right as you say that. She, with her bow, she's like, from a distance. She's like, I'll let one of you do the honors.
Dante's just nodding.
Poor Dante.
Roll an attack with advantage if you want, Bolts.
Unless anybody wants to partake or do this.
Actually, Camael will, the moment that you mention that the heart is still beating, DM, is it visible at all? Like, is it peeking through?
Only because he tells you do you notice it. As a creature laying there on the ground after you freed your weapon, it's not noticeable until he gets his hands in there. He starts looking at the creature itself and actually moving it around. He notices that there's a movement there that wasn't on his accord. There's just a slight beat. Very, very rare beat every once in a while.
Okay. So hearing that, she's out of breath and she's still a little shaken. And she looks over at Boltzmann, walks over to him and puts a hand on his arm that is holding the arcane firearm. And she looks at him and said, "No, I believe this is for me, if you do not mind."
Boltzmann would just nod in agreement. Take it away. And I would take us a few steps back.
Okay, the moment that he does that, Camael will kneel and look around at first, look through the gashes, and she will reach in, grab this beating heart, and try to yank the heart out of the body.
Okay. Make a strength check.
You got this.
Go
for it.
Bless me, guys. Bless me.
Literally?
I think Brand
Dante
has
will
a
give it a
spell
go,
slot for
but-
that.
Cleric.
Yeah, just that silence there for a minute. I had to question. Do you really?
Oh, gee, whoa!
Babe.
That is terrible. Well, she tries.
It's tough.
Good lord.
It's tough.
That is a 3.
Natural
Yikes.
1.
Yeah, that's a nat one. That's terrible. So she reaches in.
She reaches in, and as you do with both hands, you kind of pull and try to tug this heart from the body of this creature. And as you do, it stays with it. So this force that you grab this heart and pull it back as hard as you can, and you actually fall over a little bit, and the rest of the body kind of goes with the heart. So you're pulling from the inside this creature, and kind of this ooze and ichor of blood-like substance kind of just dumps over the front of you as you kind of basically take this entire dead body and are now wearing it almost in a blanket style because it's kind of fallen on top of you.
Wow.
Boltzmann would immediately rush over to try to help.
It's already dead, but it's just trying to kill me.
Dante will do
Yeah.
the same.
It's like the scene in Empire Strikes Back with the Tauntaun.
I was thinking at the end of
We thought they smelled bad on the outside.
I was thinking at the end of the TV the made for TV it when they rip the heart out of the spider at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Nah.
That's on my list.
Damn it, Ryan.
Late for that.
Well,
I think Saoirse would get down and kind of put her shoulder into it. Because I think she was still standing there with her bow. She would lean her shoulder into it to lift it off of Camael.
And with Boltzmann also assisting there, you guys are able to move it off and kind of bump it off to the side, so it's no longer just on top of Camael. Camael, I'll say that eventually, going back into it, if you would like, you'd be able to kind of get in there and eventually free it a little bit with a little bit of maybe the end of your halberd, and be able to kind of cut it loose and be able to kind of free it a little bit more and be able to take the heart out if you'd like.
Before she can do that, actually, she gets back up, rolls, gets back on her little tootsies, looks at the damn body, and kicks it out of frustration.
Camael, before you try and dive back in there, I did just have a thought. Whom
Yes?
do you serve?
Sister Ava?
And what? Isn't she's a life giver? What if this is another test?
And Camael looks at her, kind of blinks. What are you trying to say?
What if, as crazy as it sounds, believe me, this thing, I have no idea what it is. I've never heard or seen anything like it. It's so unnatural to me. But what if this is a part of your test? Are you going to show it mercy when it is down? Or are you just going to finish it off?
Uncharacteristically, Camael looks away from Saoirse and chuckles. Mercy for this laughing monstrosity.
As I said, it sounds as absurd coming out of my mouth when I hear it as I'm sure it sounded to you. You would know better than I would if this is just another part of the test.
If I had known it was this dangerous, I would not have dragged a lot of you here. This
If
thing
you
almost
hadn't dragged
killed
us here. And it would have killed you if you hadn't dragged us here.
Should I try again? And she looks at everyone else. Or would
Saoirse would pull out her dagger, kind of flip it in her hand and hold out the hilt to Camael, if you want to.
Camael looks at the dagger and thinks about it for a minute. The corner of her mouth is twitching, as if she's fighting a smirk. And she thinks about it, and she keeps thinking about it. And then looks at the monster. Her eyes are squinting at it. I wish you didn't say anything. Now I feel guilty.
I don't.
Sometimes there's no
Personally.
right choice.
What was that, Boltzmann? A Boltzmann. Vandermeer.
Well, Bran kind of just coughs as he walks over to the body of this decrepit creature, and he kind of looks at it with a bit of disgust. Being on the forefront of the Patrium war against the undead, he has seen plenty of undead creatures and aberrations. But this is something different. And DM, I believe you can confirm that this isn't, as you explained with Sirisha, this isn't like undead in design.
No, it is not.
Yeah,
It's
so
something,
this is
something different than anything that you've seen.
yeah. So this is Bran kind of shakes his head and he kind of turns to Camael. To counter Sirsha's thoughts, I personally don't think this is part of the trial. Showing mercy, that is. This is a trial of the body, correct?
Yes.
Certainly wasn't the trial of mercy.
You can tell from the way Camael is acting right now. It can be from the fight, and it can be from the guilt of having dragged each and every one of them into this, and it can also be the nerves. But she is not particularly, as the kids would say, chill. She looks at the dagger that Sirsha's holding out, looks at Bran, and then very swiftly grabs the dagger and walks over to the monster. And this time will slice away to retrieve the heart.
I'll say even without rolling, if you it takes you a little bit of time, but you'd be able to cut the heart out, and as you pull it out, you feel it pulse in your hand.
Oh, it's still pulsing?
Even away from the body, in your hand, you still feel it. It's very faint. It's very spaced out. It takes a few moments, maybe even 30 seconds, maybe even a little bit longer before you hear it again.
Camael looks at this thing and she's baffled. Obviously never seeing anything like this before. And then she looks at Boltzmann and walks over to him and kind of shows him. Should we dissect this thing?
Personally, I am extremely excited to get into without sounding any more morbid than this actually is. I would like to get a sample of this under a microscope, but no, we do not have any time, and I do not think this is the right place for that. So, I might suggest that we could just wrap it up and I'll keep it in my bag for the time being. Unless, well, you have any objections to it.
Do you think it's safe, Boltzmann?
And I would look around. I would look around first. Everything does seem to be safe. Does everything seem to be safe right now?
Roll a perception check.
I don't like this.
You see another one in the corner.
13.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
No. No, everything around you seems clear. The room seems empty. There does not seem to be another threat.
But if you insist...
I insist.
I'm no medical expert, but I can take a look into this. And... yeah, I would take a seat no, this is a round place, there is no corner. But anyways, Boltzmann would lay out a clean sheet onto the floor, pull out some of his tools, and take the heart and place it there. And he would take a seat in front of it and proceed to, well, examine it.
Okay. So while this is happening, what is the state of Dante right now?
I'm fine. No,
Oh,
Dante's
he's fine.
he was healed a little, and then he took a potion, so he's
Okay.
actually, his wounds have closed, and he's sort of, wrapping a bit of cloth around some of the others, some of the wounds, even though they're closed, just to sort of, make sure they don't open up again or anything. It's looking a bit rough, but optimistic. He's mostly just keeping an eye on everybody else, and just like Boltzmann, like to keep his eyes open for anything that may appear out of the thin air and surprise them.
If anything, I'm more concerned about Lady Cesar.
Oh, Cesar.
Yeah, you do see Ceza, and she does. Okay, let me pull up her sheet. Yeah, she does not look too badly imaged. You see her kind of rubbing at her arms a little bit as you mentioned that. No, I'm fine, thank you. She kind of taps her long staff on the ground twice, and you see it kind of shrink, and it goes down into a little hand-sized baton. And then she kind of quickly, turns her hand, and it slips into a kind of a rail system that's on the edge of her bracer, and is no longer in her hand.
Okay. How is Bran looking?
Bran is. I'll leave that to the DM, I guess.
Camael, you're trying to take stock of everything and try to prepare yourself mentally and see where the status is. When you had first defeated this creature, you noticed that your armor had taken some damage. There was a big nasty gouge from the Laughing Hand's sword that had punctured through and even into the skin. And as you look down again, trying to assess where you're at, you see that the gouge that's underneath your torn armor has kind of healed up itself.
Oh.
You feel not nearly as worn and as beaten and defeated as you did. You seem to be slowly gaining your energy back.
Okay. And with that, Camael will, inspecting herself, and she notices that her wounds are starting to slowly heal.
Slowly.
It catches her a bit off guard, but she smiles and kind of just rolls her shoulder a little bit, and actually walks over to Dante to check on him.
As you kind of make that acknowledgement in your head, you feel this kind of warm sensation kind of very flutterly kind of pass over you just in a wave and then dissipate again.
Okay. So, Dante.
Yep, Dante's just standing there.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm sure Bran can patch me up later, but we should probably conserve all our strength and energy for the next trial. There is at least one more, isn't there?
Actually, there are two more.
Wonderful.
Dante, you look down at your arm where you know that you had been scratched, and you can already see that it's beginning to knit together back in a very similar fashion as what you would see in a healing potion or a healing spell.
Yep.
Just a little bit slower than that.
He'll sort of notice that, raise his arm and look. Well, seems Bran can save his spell. And just sort of, it's going away.
Oh, look at that. It's a miracle.
I must be a god.
Oh. Camael's just laughing. Wait, do you always think so highly of yourself? I wish I had your confidence.
Somebody has to.
In the distance, you hear a crack of lightning.
The fuck? What was that?
Everybody else heard that, right?
Everyone heard that, yes.
That's Dante, like, looking around. Everybody
That's
else heard that?
Boltzmann would drop the heart onto the sheet and pull out his firearm, pointing to somewhere.
I think that
Brand is also at the ready.
that's a sign that we should move forward to the other trial if everyone is feeling better.
In that short time... Oh, okay. Sorry, Bran, anything to say?
I was just gonna ask if, like, there's no time to rest? Like, is there some sort of time limit that we have to adhere to?
As your wounds begin to heal, you do know that you are not fully healed yet. So if you had wanted to, you could kind of wait, and you feel that you kind of would eventually regain all of your hit points.
I don't think we should be pressing forward anytime soon, Camael. Unless, God's forbid, we handle another one of these things.
Are you still in the chamber, or did you guys move out into the hall?
Still in the chamber.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're still standing around the creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing with the heart? What were you?
All right. So first, I would his his process would be first a visual inspection, then following that a magical sweep if there's anything magical affecting it, and if either shows nothing, well, he would, if anything, first request permission from Camael to actually cut open the heart.
Of course.
But first, anything.
Roll a
Alright.
medical check.
Uh-oh. I'm no medical expert, but... Wait,
You have to have a peek.
I just realized, I think Bran is the person with the best medicine stat here. Medicine is wisdom, oddly enough, but whatever.
Hold on. What is your medicine?
No, I've got 0, dude.
I have a 2.
Exactly.
Bran
Ironically.
can give you advantage if he comes over and helps you.
Yeah, Brand kind of, I guess,
Brand would be
seeing his
kindly
fair
helpful.
share of battlefield.
Man, I have a better medicine than Boltzmann.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oddly
so
enough,
like,
it's wisdom. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, sure. Boltzmann would call out to if at first, there's nothing magical about it, then Boltzmann would call on to the nitty gritties, the Bran and or Dante.
So you wait before you do that. You pull out your detect magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You pull out your detect magic, and everything. You look at your device and the way that you typically do, and you at first you don't see anything. There's nothing magical anywhere, and then there's seems to be fluctuations. Then there's different schools of magic that seem to be kind of waving and coming in waves, going over everything. You looking around, and at some points in time, you see the same object or the same space is magical and then non-magical, and the waves of different schools. Every school is kind of waving in and out of this space. You are not quite sure what's going on, but you know that this seems very different. Either your machine is broken or something is very, very different.
There is a high amount of ambient magic here. Oof. This is new. Be surprised it would be infused with magic after if we leave this place. Anyways, since there really is nothing, I can't ascertain anything magical about it, then I'll
roll a straight intelligence check.
Uh-oh. Please.
what do you mean? You have great intelligence.
Exactly. Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
Right.
Roll 20 is not with us so far.
RNGesus isn't with us right now.
You think maybe it has to do with your location, that it's not just this room, but because of the connection point of this being a temple, that is what's causing this. There's some sort of deistic presence or manifestation that makes this place have this kind of effect on magic, where it doesn't operate in the same ways as it would outside. Even outside, I believe that you did a detect magic on the monolith and different things, and that seemed fairly normal. But now inside the middle of this temple, you've noticed things change. You've seen, different things happen that are unexpected and very magical. But there seems to be all this magic and no magic all at the same time, just because of the space that it's in. It's not living within the same rules of magical physics as you're used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And being stumped in the arcane department, Boltzmann will now call on Bran, at least, to help with the the medical parts.
I can't believe you're calling over Bran.
Bran, any idea about
This is not what I designed him to be.
Dante's gonna follow Bran over.
Yeah.
Clearly
Bran will
intrigued.
hobble over.
Already pulling a knife out.
Yeah, Bran will kind of hobble over. He seems rather stumped or confused as to why Boltzmann is asking Bran for anything about
Daddy Bran.
this sort of thing.
I don't know. You've probably seen your fair share of, internal organs more than I have.
Which he has. I mean, he's no stranger to fielding just like field dressing.
I'd imagine that Bran would just shake, nod his head and shrug to that statement. But
Just
anyways, anyways, I think you'd have a better idea with this, and he'd hand over the heart.
Well, Boltzmann, I'm normally used to seeing the smaller kind, but I'll see what I can do with this, and I assume I'll have to make a medicine check.
Make a medicine check.
Can Dante assist?
Right.
I'll give him advantage if Dante and Boltzmann are standing there.
Dante will flip over a knife, flip a knife in his hand and hand it to Bran. Just cut it open, Bran. That's all they want. Let's do this. I'm here with you.
Nurse, scalpel.
The difference between just messing around and science is that somebody has to write things down. Wait a minute, and Boltzmann would pick up his... Oh, nice. Reach into his bag, pull out his journal.
So as you take a look at this heart, with Boltzmann assisting you, you've seen where he had taken the dagger and kind of cut it out, and on this heart itself, the places where he's already cut seem to have already cauterized, and the sharp jaggedness has kind of built itself again, causing it to become more organic in nature. The kind of where it was attached to the body and these valves have kind of don't look as jagged and rugged as it would have when it was just sliced out. There seems to be growth there. There seems to be organic nature of something that seems to be extending off of it. It seems to the same way that you would cauterize a wound that was deep or a tissue. The same thing kind of happening on the edges where it's been cut.
Now, don't quote me on this, but it appears to be regenerating.
Amazing. I mean, huh. Alright.
So what do we do with it?
Would Bran be able to put two and two together with that knowledge and kind of assume that maybe this is the source that is healing our wounds? Or is that too much of a stretch?
Personally,
yeah.
Because we have like the arcane check from Boltzmann, and then I don't know.
The arcane check from Boltzmann showed that the temple itself was weaving this magic differently than anything. The heart itself did not have magical principles, or
I see.
they were the same as the temple. It was not from the heart; it was from the temple.
Gotcha. Okay.
If anything, Brand, the better hypothesis would be that whatever is healing you is also healing that thing. Boltzmann would shrug. But no, I'm a weapons expert, not a medical expert.
What if we burn it? That works for trolls.
No, that was actually something that I would suggest. But, looking around though, would anybody object?
Nope.
Are the doors closed to this chamber?
Yes.
Like the door that we entered?
Mhm.
Like sealed shut?
It closed behind you, but you've not checked it to see if it's open or not.
Because Bran wanted to see what would happen if, say, we set the heart outside of the circle.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually. What if we just walk out with it?
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know.
maybe we'll test that theory. Because I assume if we proceed to the next room, we gotta be prepared. So I think after maybe a short/long, I don't know, a short rest.
Maybe we can rest in the hall?
The hall leading up to the next challenge?
Yeah.
Is there a hall leading to the next challenge?
One way
I
to
was
find
just about to ask that.
One way to find out.
I don't know if I want to find out, though. I don't want to open the doors and then, welcome to challenge number 2.
Ah, great.
Yeah. Personally, once again, I would say that we could run all these tests later after all of these trials. By then we'd have a better amount of time and a clearer mind, at least.
Alright, then...
Sounds good to me.
Just take it with you then, I suppose.
Anybody have a bottle with them? A jar or something? No?
I guess Bran could produce one of, I guess for RP purposes, I guess Bran could produce an old spice container, like a spice jar.
No, I think it's gonna be bigger than that.
Bigger than that. It's probably about.
You've got a saucepan.
It took 2 hands for her to pull it out. It's probably a little bit more than a foot across.
We eat from that same pot, Boltzmann.
Why don't you just wrap it up in something and just tuck it away for now?
Alright, just in case. But seeing how there is no other option, Boltzmann would take the heart.
You could find some papers and some rope from your bags.
Yeah, there's the sheet that Boltzmann put the heart on as he was examining it. So he would just wrap it around tightly, and even ask help from Dante since he's really good at tying things down for some odd reason.
Dante will help, yes.
And Boltzmann would secure it inside his bag of holding. That was wonderful.
And now you guys are going out, or what are you guys doing?
Is it possible to rest? Or is it possible to set up some sort of camp inside the arena area that we're in?
Saying this and you guys questioning, Seza actually walks to the door and opens it and just looks out. And she says, "Oh, there seems to be some benches here."
Right, so I suppose we can just make our way out?
Looks that way.
Right. Well, okay, everyone, let's just leave, please.
You walk out the double doors, and as soon as everyone is clear, they slam shut behind you. The long table and the note that you saw in the middle of the hallway is gone. There's currently nothing there in the hallway except for the couple of stone benches that are now on both sides of the doors that were not there when you went in. And then there's torchlight on both sides of the door.
Right.
Camael, as you look down, you can see now the same spot that you had taken that nasty hit, that nasty gouge. Even your armor seems to be repairing itself now and is almost back to where it was before.
Thank you.
This man is obsolete.
Well, it seems that we're all healing, I suppose.
And the more
Slowly.
that you rest there, everyone seems to notice that their health seems to be coming back. Their equipment seems to be renewed and even cleaned from the battle that they just faced. Within 1 hour, you guys consider yourself taking a long rest.
All right.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice indeed.
Would that also mean that our spell slots would be refilled?
Yep. One short
Aw.
rest is equal to a long rest.
Thank
God.
you.
My health was not looking good there.
We have been shown mercy. Oh no.
Exactly.
I almost wish I didn't use that healing potion.
Oh, you
I think you were still in battle when you took that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
you definitely weren't gaining hit points in battle.
Damn.
Camael, when you get to a place where you can kind of rest, you sit down and everything seems to be kind of healing up. Seza notices this too. She kind of approaches Camael, and when she does, she just kind of comes up to you and starts to discuss. Lady Camael, I must say, you hide your power well. I feared when I first entered into battle with you that the rumors were falsely reported. But it is true. It was an honor to fight beside you. Yes?
I'm flattered. But I believe that power should not be something one is boastful about.
The sign of a true leader indeed.
No.
Branimir, if I may, please, try not to help quite so much. Your help, it hurts. Pay
Looks
attention.
visibly confused.
Pay attention to your leader, and hopefully you will learn to fight as well as her someday.
No, oh, Cesar, no. Branimir has done very well. And actually, I do need to thank him
Dante's laughing.
I do need
Bran
to thank
looks
him
confused.
for trying to drag me out. I apologize. I was not in the right state of mind. That was weakness on my part, and I'm sorry.
Bran waves off the apology and kind of rolls his shoulder. I ain't gonna leave you in there.
I know. But it put all your lives at risk.
That's the thing about this group, Camael, is that we help out each other. No strings attached.
Well,
I mean, you did the same for Boltzmann here.
I did?
Boltzmann would just give a thumbs up. Go back to tinkering with his own tools.
As you can see, he's very appreciative.
And of course, Tiarsha and Dante, the both of you did very well. But Dante, if I may, just one thing.
Yes?
You were putting yourself in so much danger. Why would you do that?
Oh, it's okay. Usually I can get out of danger as easily as I get in, so it's just a little unfortunate back there.
I appreciate it. But I want you to know that your life is just as important. Don't just rush in like that. You understand me?
Oh, I understand you, and thank you. I'll take that under consideration.
Thank you.
So how large is this room, DM?
You are currently in the hallway. On both ends of this hallway, you can barely see both ends. You're about equally distant from the side that you came in on and the other side where you see almost an exact same size opening, and you can see out, and you really can't see any details, but you do see the daylight kind of filling the space on the ends. There's a daylight on the end and then darkness in between you and it, and then now you are central in this pyramid, this temple, with only the two torches there and there. It's probably about 25 feet across and about 30 feet tall.
I see.
You're not quite sure. You remember walking quite a long ways into the center of this temple.
Okay.
A few hundred feet at least.
Bran's gonna take this time to kind of announce that he's gonna take a bit of a patrol around the hall. Like, just maybe investigate and maybe see if there's anything of an import down the hall. He's gonna ask Camael if she would like to accompany him. And typically he doesn't say this unless he means it.
All right, of course. She's a little confused, and she's trying to, like, wipe whatever dirt is left on her armor as she's walking towards him. Oh, wait! Before I forget, Dante, just 1 minute, please.
Yes?
I have something to tell you.
He just stands there.
Come closer.
Okay. And he bends down as if she's going to whisper something to his ear.
And she gives him a little peck on the cheek. Thank you. And she turns around and walks off.
He's definitely a little surprised, but then his cheeky grin comes back, and as she's walking away, "You're welcome, little sister."
Whatever. So she walks towards Bran, and she's still patting herself. Right. So what exactly is this we're doing?
So Bran hefts his warhammer over his shoulder and kind of makes sure that there's a bit of distance between them and the rest of the group before he kind of pretends to be examining the walls, before he kind of turns to Camael and mentions, "So this trial of the body.
Mm-hmm.
According to what I know, these trials are supposed to be connected to you."
Hmm.
Now, with that mindset, it would be safe to say that I have never seen a creature like that before. What does it mean to you, Camael?
Camael stands there and listens, and it's as if she already knows what's going to happen. So she looks at her fingers, and she's just adjusting her armor, listening. I don't know what you mean.
I've seen a lot of things in my time, Camael, but that thing, I've never seen anything quite like it.
And she looks up at him. And obviously you haven't been around for too long.
Well, care to enlighten me?
looks at Bran, and her expression is that she's serious, and she's thinking at the same time and examining his face. I would like to. Trust me, I do. But I know that this is a trial. Certain things will be brought up that I'm not quite ready to face just yet. And I know that you're curious. But I don't think you're ready for the truth.
There's visible emotions flashing through Bran's face as you can tell that some cheek muscles are kind of acting up in there. Bran's not sure what to feel about that statement. Typically, he's not very... what's the word? He's not very comfortable with fighting alongside people that he doesn't necessarily know about, to a certain extent, because, well, the group is getting a little bigger each day, and Boltzmann has been forthcoming at the very least. He's said things that needed to be aired out, and I guess Bran respects that, but with Camael, there's virtually nothing that we know about her. Other than what is outwardly presented. But in response, Bran will kind of breathe in, make a nod at her, and kind of place a hand on her, gently on her shoulder, and indicates to walk back down the hall, back to the party.
She's grateful.
As you wish, Camael.
She nods and walks back.
By the time that you get back to the party, the others are kind of resting. If you have their eyes closed, but there is now a table in the center of the hallway, long stone table, with another note on it.
Camael sees this and she heaves a sigh, walks over, and looks at the table. There's a note, correct?
Yep.
She will take the note and read out loud to the party.
Read Trial of the Mind. Paladin is prepared to face death in the name of her goddess. In this, the second of 3 trials, you alone must face your fear and test your faith. Say a prayer of protection. Enter the circle alone. Stay in the circle for as long as you can bear. All may enter the room, but once the test begins, there can be no outside interference.
Camael reads this out loud, and she looks up at everyone to see if they understood.
So we're meant to just sit there and watch?
Camael nods.
This doesn't rest well with me, but I'll abide.
Can't make any promises if things get hairy, but I understand.
Just try your best, Saoirse. I trust you.
We'll be ready for you when you come back out from there.
So, DM, what is it? When we say outside interference, once we enter?
It says, all may enter the room, but once the tests begin, there can be no outside interference.
Oh, all?
Damn it.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
no.
can I
Oh, I thought
bless her before entering the room?
Try.
It's a test.
I don't want to risk it. It might be interfering, and I don't want to fuck up the test.
Well, it does say that all can enter the room, so you guys feel free to enter the room.
But we can't interfere in any way.
Yeah.
Once the test begins, there can be no outside interference.
Camael folds the note and puts it back on top of the table. She rolls both her shoulders, cranes her neck, looks at everyone. Right, so we understood the instructions. No one is to interfere.
Loud and
And I know that that's going to be very difficult for some of you.
for
But
everyone.
Yes. But like I told Saoirse, I trust each and every one of you.
Well,
So-
just remember, if it's like that children's story where you have to pick one of two paths, you know, you have to answer the riddle, one person lies, one person tells the truth. Stab one of them, and then watch how they react. That'll give you your answer.
And if all else fails, explosions always
I
help.
watched that video game on Yumi's stream.
I like Saoirse's way of thinking.
The lot of you are crazy. She walks past them. Right, so are we ready? She forces a smile.
Are you ready?
You're funny, Boltzmann. I'm never ready, but I suppose it's best that I do this now. Get it over with.
Yeah, I guess we're ready.
So you enter the same double doors. There's no other doors around here. This is the only way in and out, minus the other side's long ways in the hallway, the outside entrances. So you enter the same double doors. The center of the room is lit, but unlike before, you see no walls past a few feet of stone that are surrounding the doors. The rest of the room is dark and in shadows. In the lit center of the room is a circle on the floor, similar to the previous test, illuminated in a very similar to the previous challenge. One circle on the floor. Next to the circle is a table, and on the table is a timer, a sand timer made of gold, currently empty in its top chamber, and a little note that's folded over, paper placard next to it that says, "Turn to begin." As you step down and try to assess what is happening, a flame from the circle, a flame pops. You see one roar of flame pass through this spot.
Alright. At this, Camael will, seemingly a little nervous, will look to her companions, give a nod.
Mhm.
Yes? Go ahead.
I'll explain a little differently here outside of, from the GM point of view. So here's what will happen. You will enter the circle alone. You must stay in the circle for 10 rounds. That's 1 minute to pass the trial. For every round, the damage dice that you take will increase. You are free to step out of the circle at any time, but it will reset the test.
Okay. Shit.
Is she able to heal herself?
There are no other rules besides there should be no outside interference after she enters the circle.
You should
Alright.
be able to heal yourself, if anything.
If I can, yeah, I will. So, that being said, Camael will enter the circle.
Okay.
Look around a little bit and walk towards the table with the timer.
The table and the timer are outside of the circle.
Oh, outside of the circle. Okay, wait.
Yes.
So let me rephrase then. She will approach the table and the timer,
Yep.
and she will begin.
So you'll step into the circle
Mhm.
and request someone to.
Oh, I see. Okay. So she will do that.
So you step into the circle.
Mhm.
Who is turning the timer?
I guess I would volunteer.
Okay. So Bran, as you flip over this timer, as soon as you set it down, a flame shoots from the ground of the circle. Camael, I need you to roll a 1d4 plus 1.
Oh my god.
God. Okay.
So it begins.
And so it begins. 1d4. Two.
Oh.
So you take 2 damage.
Okay.
So you feel the flames light up, and although it's there, and you see this big flame that shoots in front of your face. So far, you seem to be doing quite well. It doesn't seem to be taking a lot of damage. That's
Okay.
round 1. Round 2, rolled 2d4 plus 2.
Six.
What does that put you at hit point wise?
64.
So you feel again the flames kind of swell up. Outside watching, you see the flames kind of dance around her, and kind of even the ends of her hair just begins to twinge just a little bit. She takes more damage. Roll for round 3. You are now 6 times 3. We're now 18 seconds into this challenge. Roll for round 3. 3d4 plus 3.
As a 9.
Ugh.
That is it will put me at 55 HP.
Is there anything that you want to do during this 6-second interval?
Camael right now is just standing there and just taking the damage. She's doing okay so far, but beads of sweat are beginning to form on her forehead, and she has her eyes closed, and she's just trying to keep it together.
As you close your eyes, the memories, the scent, is that very similar to the fire breath that you have taken from Alren. The feel, the warmth, the smell of this sulfurish fire just engulfing you. Feels very familiar to you. Round 4. 4d4 plus 4.
My God. A 16.
Ah.
That'll put me at 39 HP.
Yeah, you're beginning to feel weak. You feel the flames, and this time it's hitting you harder. Your arms begin to burn in pain and agony as it's beginning to feel the flames just kind of dig in and start piercing and burning your skin. Is there anything that you wish to do this round?
For now, no. But the moment that she received damage, she's clutching her chest and she yelled out in pain. But she's still on her feet, though a little shaky.
And you on the outside, you see her now screaming out in pain as the flames begin to actually do much more damage on the visible skin that you see around her armor. Round 5. 5d4 plus 5.
God, she has to last 5 more rounds of this?
That is a 17.
Oh my god.
Okay, that puts me at 22.
So you now feel into this quite a bit. You're about halfway done with the test, and you feel now 30 seconds in, you feel the pain now searing you. You feel weaker and weaker. Every second you feel the burning sensation and the pain, and as you're screaming out, you just feel the sensation that you just want it to end. What are you doing? Are you doing anything with your turn?
I would like to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. And how many does that put you up?
Let's see. A number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spell casting. So I will roll a 1d8 plus 13?
1d8 plus your charisma.
Oh, my charisma. Hang on.
A charisma modifier.
The plus.
Right.
So
Charisma.
should be a +1 or +2.
2.
You should also have your lay on hands, since we did a long rest, by the way.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So you have 25 if you need it.
So for now, she will cast Cure Wounds on herself, and she will get. Oh, Jesus Christ! A 9
Alright,
Something.
that's good.
puts her back in 31 HP, and I end my turn.
Round 5. Round 6. Roll 6d4 plus 6.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Plus 6. Aww. 15. Puts her in 16 HP.
Okay. Are you doing anything with your turn? We're now
Yes.
36 seconds into this 1 minute.
How many more rounds?
You have 4 more rounds.
Oh my god. My god. Alright, she will lay on hands and give herself 25. Which puts her in. Wait.
Be at 41.
Yes, that will be 41.
7th round. 7d4 plus 7.
It's a lot of dice.
Oh, fuck my life.
Oh no.
That is a 27.
Oh no.
Shoot.
You feel the flames surround you, now burning every portion of you. Feel the pain and agony of your skin just being able to melting now completely. You feel this pain. Is there anything that you'd like to do with your turn? You know the fact that if you step outside of the circle, one step will end the pain and agony for you.
So as Camael takes this lethal damage, she falls on a knee, and she's just screaming in pain from being burned. But slowly, she will get back on her feet. And she just looks to her companions with burn marks on her skin, beads of sweat, and she's just staring at them.
From the outside, you just see her complexion was once white is now almost blackened from the soot and the flame, and her hair that is just now melting onto the rest of her body. She has taken more damage already than she had health. She is feeling exhausted, and she knows that the damage in the next 6 seconds will be enough to end her. And she looks at you and stands. Roll 8d4 plus 8.
Oh my god.
And she's down.
Oh, God.
So as you are looking at Camael, you feel the life exit your body. As you shut your eyes, you feel yourself slowly starting to fall. Everyone on the outside sees her begin to drop and then stand. Her eyes now golden with energy as she stands with 1 hit point. Roll 9d4 plus 9.
What the fuck?
Oh,
The flames intensify and completely surround, and you can barely see Camael as this wall of flames and damage continues to ravage her body. Roll 10d4 plus 4. 10d4 plus 10. She is with 1 hit point. Her golden eyes are the only thing that you can see through the flames. Another 30 damage as this wall of flames continue to engulf. And then stop. Flames subside, and you see Camael standing, desperately clinging to life. You see her eyes clenchedly tight, fighting against the flames. You see her face come unclenched, and you see that golden glow flow from her eyes, and then fade. You are standing there with 1 HP, completing the trial of the mind.
Can Brand see the last grain of sand fall
Yes.
into the bottom? Okay. As
Exactly.
soon as that grain falls in, Brand rushes in.
Boltzmann does as well.
Camael takes a step out of the flames, and the golden glow in her eyes fade. And by her second step, she stumbles, and from that intensity that she's just faced, collapses. But you are there. You catch her. Camael, your skin, it burns. You do your best not to touch it, and even as you grab her, you try to grab where the armor pieces are, and not any exposed skin, because when she reaches out and feels her arms, just the pressure of her fingertips, it's like tearing and ripping into your scorched flesh. You felt something similar with Alren, but nowhere near this bad. This has brought you much closer to death, and without the intervention of the divine and your faith, you would have perished. But you stood. Everyone kind of helps you, and they kind of take you over to where the table is and kind of lay you down a little. And it takes a moment. That same effect of after the first trial, where the skin begins to slowly turn back from the scorched black, raw, and red and pinks. Slowly you see color return to your normal skin color.
Holy crap.
Boltzmann at this point would try to reach into his bag and pull out a jug of water. If he has any, he has still any left. And try to offer some to Camael as soon as she comes to.
Camael, the last thing that she can remember was taking that hit that had caused her to go down to 1 HP. A miracle.
You felt the damage hit you, and you knew that if you did not take another step, that you would be gone shortly. And that is when you felt this warm presence within you, instead of from the outside. You felt it within, and you felt this glowing power, and you felt your eyes open, and you felt your deity kind of take over your presence and keep you and protect you.
Still feeling a little bit of pain.
Definitely.
And she's trying to move her limbs, and as she's very slowly healing, she is still whimpering, and she is trying her best to bite down her screams of pain. But she's just bearing with it, and she can't even see like her companions around her.
You notice now next to the timer is a small alabaster container that is open slightly, and it looks like some sort of balm or cream is there.
I think that Camael would be still a bit too injured in her condition. She wouldn't
Too
be
raw.
Yeah, everything's too. She'd just be in pain right now. Would the others notice this as well? The container.
Yeah, it just kind of appeared. This is not the first time you've noticed where something is just wasn't there and then was.
Yeah, true though. But yeah, as everybody would still be focusing, is anybody gonna get that? Boltzmann would just immediately run over towards the container, take out whatever is in there, and see if it could help Camael in her condition.
I don't think Bran noticed. I think he's just trying his best to channel his energy into Camael to try and see if he can heal her. At least accelerate the process.
And you do notice that it's coming back a little bit faster from this test. She's once was charred and almost blackened skin has revived itself and is now not quite so as painful. It will not take nearly as long as it did previously to at least stabilize and not be in so much pain. You're still hurting, but not nearly as much as you were while in the fire.
But anyways, Boltzmann, thoughts racing. He would just take the bomb, I guess. Upon inspection, seeing it, he would think to himself that this should help. This should help with Camael's burns.
Yep, you take a little sniff and you can smell aloe and lavender, and it's a thick kind of white paste.
All right. Rushing back towards the others, I would hand over the bomb to Saoirse and tell her, apply it over her arms or whatever exposed skin she has right now. Dante, would you kindly help me take off her armor?
Certainly. And
check what's underneath.
Dante's quick to help. He has a worried look on his face, of course, but so he's quick to help.
Bran, keep up with the
and
heat.
Saoirse would take the bomb and she'd say, of course. And dip her hand in and start gently applying it where she sees bare skin.
And any sort of touch, she yelps.
I could just imagine that. Jesus Christ.
She's actually crying from all the
I'm
pity.
sorry, Camael. I imagine this should... It may not start at first, but should help ease some of the pain.
And as soon as it touches your skin, instantly it has this gentle cooling sensation, very much full of pain relief. And wherever it's applied, you just notice an instant relief. Instantly, your mind turns to much more pleasant things as soon as it's applied, almost in a magical sense.
And as they continue to take care of her, her crying stops, as well as her yelps, and she just closes her eyes and lets them do what's best for her at this moment.
And at this point, I think we're going to take a much-needed break. So we will take a 10-minute break, need some water. Everybody can kind of reset themselves after a difficult scene there. So let's take a 10-minute break. Dante, you ready with that?
On mute? Yep. I am ready to go.
All right. Let's take a 10-minute break. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll continue with these Trial of the Goddesses here.
Hopefully the last one.
Let's hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the food channel.
That was one spicy meatball.
Before we get started and back into it, I know I haven't called out our followers. Thank you, The Relentless Hunter, for finally following the page.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Oh god.
Kids
Weirdo.
I think he's no, it's a different. Yeah. All right.
That's a weirdo.
I had to make sure I call out all my followers with my activity feed. So thank
Yeah,
you,
I mean,
Relentless
yeah.
follower on that, Hunter.
Totally a random stranger.
All right. So the now recuperating Camael is now sitting up, feeling much better now that a little time has passed. The balm has been applied, coming back to not quite normal yet, but eventually. What are you guys doing?
Fucking making sure she's alright. Damn.
So it's best 2 out of 3, right? We can just past 2.
Yeah.
We can go now, right? The third one's a waiver.
Just for curiosity's sake, I don't know if Yumi remembers, but do you recall if the ambassador ever mentioned where she failed or which trial she failed in?
No, she never did. She just said that she failed.
Probably this one.
She said that that in the trials she would face her deepest fears.
So she failed the first one.
No.
Oh no!
She didn't say what she failed.
Mhm.
She said that the trials will put you up against your deepest fears, and that she wasn't strong enough to take it.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Anyways, if anything in between, if Saoirse is finished with applying the bomb, Boltzmann would ask if is there anything left over. I'd want to get a sample of that.
Yeah, Saoirse would have been applying the bomb, and anyone who's listening would have heard her probably muttering something in one of the languages she knows.
Better not be dwarf.
Dwarvish.
Actually, I was just thinking she would have been muttering in Dwarvish. Stupid gods, what? They wonder why I sometimes don't see the point. No gods or man. Master.
The wild bountress will remember that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. She doesn't exactly worship. It's more veneration. But yeah, she's complicated.
Boltzmann would hear that. There's a reason why they offer an entire course on that in some universities. Boltzmann would just pocket, and Boltzmann would just put the bomb inside his bag of holding.
Yeah, no gods or masters. Cease the means of production.
Only men.
Oh god! Oh no!
No gods, no kings, only men.
Would you kindly?
No. She is not an egoist. She is not a Randian.
You know what? I'm gonna make a place called Rapture.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Columbia.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Be better. Anyways.
Yeah, Actually, while she's being tended to, Camael is not at home right now. She is knocked out. She's tired.
Understandably.
So, yeah, she's knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should just let her sleep for now. I guess. Should we check out the room? Is there anything that stands out in this room?
Well, it's the same doors that you entered. The only thing different is you do not see the edges of the room. You see only darkness and shadows after about 20 feet across. And after that, it's simply shadows. You don't see the edges of the room. Except for the one wall, you see about 10 feet on either side of the door, there is stone wall. Other than that, it just kind of disappears into shadows.
Huh.
Only this central spot is illuminated by the floor.
Oh, actually, Bran will turn to Boltzmann.
Mm-hmm.
The heart.
No. What about it?
Did it have any effect? Changing rooms.
Boltzmann would take out this bloody. I'd think it would be bloody, but I don't know.
You summon the wrapped up heart, and when you summon it, you summon only the rag. The heart is no longer inside the rag.
So it was tied to the other room.
And hopefully there's no sentient beating heart that's left inside my bag. Say, I remember, wasn't there a skull in there as well?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we make a golem. We just have this golem of like mechanical parts.
Put the skull together. The flesh golem.
Oh my god.
Doesn't stop
Roll an
laughing.
intelligence check, Boltzmann.
Oh my god.
By the gods. Whoa, where's my... Okay, there it is.
If you guys have created
Maybe it's
some
friendly.
abomination, I swear.
Maybe it's friendly.
Dada?
please? Oh my god!
Oh,
I'm stupid.
Boltzmann.
I'm stupid. I'm Boltzmann.
Smooth brain.
It's with rain time. A monkey.
Where'd
A monkey.
where'd the heart go?
I rolled a 5. No, a natural 1 plus 4.
Paper and rope.
Doing
You
so
know
well. So
you just have this bloody rag and hope that nothing disappeared in your bag.
Right.
Oh
Thankfully,
no.
thing survives there for more than 10 minutes.
If it requires oxygen.
If it requires oxygen, yes. God,
Oh
no.
my god, if we make a flesh golem,
Oh man.
like just one of these days,
One of
there's
these
gonna be
days.
this head that pokes out of the, or like, we stick our hand in the bag of holding and then just get bit.
By a lab
Boltzmann's monster instead of Frankenstein's monster. I just want
lives!
love.
It's alive!
You can call up an
Now I
audio.
know what it is like to be God.
Oh,
Oh,
god, no. Man.
Texan smiles upon you.
I'm a real boy.
Oh, no. But, yeah, Bran, the heart isn't here, and I'm not too sure what happened. Let's just hope that it was tied to the other room, and nothing else. Boltzmann's biting this lower lip. Yes.
About that skull in your bag.
You put a skull inside my bag!
Yeah. I think I forgot to mention that. Remember that thing we fought at the Wizard's Tower?
Oh god.
It was a nice skull.
You have a nice skull. God damn it.
What?
He's running out of words.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember which skull was this that got put in there.
It was
It was the weird.
something like a beholder. but
Yeah,
then-
it was like a mini
Oh,
beholder.
Yeah, the little one.
From not Weiss, from Saga.
Yeah.
the wizard's tower, and then
That was
I
a really
bagged it
long
because
time
I
ago.
thought like we could mount it the next time we're at
Flame
the
Tyrant, I think it was.
yes, at the White Lady.
I would
We never got around to that.
as Bolton's muttering to himself, "You have a nice gun, but take that away from your head." And I jam my entire arm inside my bag of holding, trying to retrieve a skull.
Yeah, you're able to retrieve the skull.
Hey,
He calls
now
it to
there's,
be
now
or
there's a
not
trip down memory lane.
to be or not to be. Hit Bran or not to hit Bran? That is a question.
Wouldn't that look great over the mantelpiece?
Shut it,
What
Bran.
mantle place?
Don't even have a home yet.
At the White Lady.
Did you buy a home, Bran?
I said the White Lady.
What we wanted. No wait, are we? No.
As
No.
as you guys are discussing this, Seza goes over to Camael.
Oh God, that's right. I completely forgot Ceza's here.
There.
She's so quiet.
She is. It's amazing how not having
I know,
a guest
right?
makes
She's
her
just-
a much different character.
She's just thinking about seizing the means of production now.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
You see her kind of take part of her robe, and
Yeah.
separate than her robe is another piece of cloth that she kind of takes from the inside of her robe and kind of takes it and starts dabbing the forehead of Camael. Is there any more of that cream?
Cough it up, Bolton.
Yes,
Also
there's
shoulders
Boltzmann.
And
Boltzmann, you go to summon the cream and it is not there.
Boltzmann.
what is going on?
The cream, there's another jar that is exactly where you found it in the first place.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
alright.
thank you. She
Take it,
kind of
give it to her.
begins and starts patting it on Camael's face.
I would avoid. I would. Never mind.
That Boltzmann, you didn't blush.
If any, no, actually, what I was about to say is that I would like avoid, quickly look at her eyes, then avoid eye contact, something like that. But yeah,
Boltzmann, we gotta talk about this.
shots at Bran.
She barely looks at you, just takes the thing
Yeah,
that
exactly.
she needs and goes on.
I think Saoirse, seeing this, Saoirse would then start rooting, that the cream, he's unable to produce this bomb. She would actually pull out a little pouch, essentially a component pouch for all the herbs and such that she collects, and she would root through it, looking for something, some sort of herb or plant that she could give, which, when chewed, would effectively provide would be a painkiller. Would be an oral analgesic. So, I don't know if you want me to make a roll to see if she actually has anything like that. But
They
if she
did find
has
the bomb. The bomb appeared where it was originally put.
Oh,
The
I
bomb
thought
was originally-
I heard that it didn't appear.
It did not appear in Boltzmann's bag. He goes to summon it,
okay.
and he does not pull anything from the bag, and the cream, a fresh container of cream, is where it was originally.
Gotcha. My bad. Well, she would probably still.
Yeah.
She might have been rooting through it in the first place, thinking, it's kind of like you can take multiple, painkillers like Tylenol and ibuprofen at the same time. It's like, okay, let's give you some of this too, just to help, keep ahead of the pain. You got to keep ahead of the pain.
Being not under pressure, you're able to look through it and
Yeah.
find what you need and
Okay.
offer that to
Willow
Camael.
Yeah. So she'd probably, she'd hand it over to, Camael, saying, "Here, chew on this. It'll slowly release, as you eat it, to help with the pain, because it's only going to continue feeling as bad as it does as your wounds get better?
I'm pretty sure she's knocked out.
Camael is sleeping right now.
Oh, that's what you did mean when that she's totally knocked out. Well, she'll just kind of slip it into a pocket or into a belt pouch.
Manually
And still
chew
with
her
her
to take her
mouth.
jaw.
like a
She's a bird, right?
like a baby bird.
Just chew it.
Camael's the
Camael.
baby bird.
Just chew.
Yeah, don't choke on it. Here, she manually moves her jaw. Yeah, there you go. Good baby bird. Good baby bird.
Oh no.
No,
no.
she'll no.
Bit
Seriously
of
would say,
drool.
okay,
Bit of drool.
This makes me feel a kind of way.
yeah. It's yeah. I see. Yeah, I thought you meant that she was just kind of zoned out. Okay. No, Saoirse would hold on to it. Then, having found it, she would keep it toward the top to give to Camael as soon as she comes to.
After a few moments, you notice that the doors going into this place have opened again.
Well, I
Going
think
to
that's
the-
our cue.
Back out into the hallway.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say back into the third trial or back into the waiting area.
One hallway and one doorway. Just whatever's behind there seems to be different every time.
Let's move back to
Gotcha.
our camp.
Is Camael is she how is she looking? Is she able to be moved? Is it appropriate to move her?
Yeah. As soon as the balm touched her skin, it made it so much better. She's much more stable. Anything that she's feeling now is simply a mental drain from this death-defying exercise and this deistic experience that she's had.
Well, I suppose Bran and Dante could grab Camael and gently move her to the quote-unquote camp hallway.
You try. We don't. They're supposed to let us take the table. We could use it as a stretcher of sorts, and
You look down and it's a big stone table. It looks to be, if not attached, very, very heavy.
That's-
It's very hard to move.
Dante is in no way capable of moving that table.
Roll a strength save.
How dare you?
Stubborn.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess we'll move Camael to as herself. We will take her back to the hallway camp as
You guys
gently
can
as possible.
Assist, and both of you on both sides kind of
Yeah.
move her a little bit and take her back onto the hallway. And once you do, you see that the table is gone and the benches are on both sides.
Yeah, we'll lay her on a bench.
We ought to prepare some food and drink for her when she comes to.
Oh, your sausages, your famed sausages. She'll love it.
Yeah, actually, Bran will begin setting up his. Oh wait, can we even? Do we have any wood?
Oh, I just have.
Wait, is
the
it probably wise to start a campfire in a enclosed hallway?
As you both
Carbon monoxide.
As you say, we should prepare some food. A moment passes and you turn around and there is a table there. And on the table seems to be a couple of trays with products, a couple of meats, a couple of cheeses, a couple of fruits, all kind of prepared. These vines and kind of table decorations of ivy kind of wrapping around them all, kind of in a very glorified display in front of you.
Come get your buffs.
Dante is definitely surprised and intrigued by what's going on, and he sort of looks around. Well, maybe we should start preparing some piles of money to take away with us for the next trial. And he just sort of looks around the room and hopefully at the table. Expectantly.
Outside, you hear another lightning crash.
Well, glad she's not my god. And then goes and starts eating.
That's gonna get you killed someday.
No,
Maybe
no.
do that on the other side of the hallway.
No. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And he just starts eating.
Boltzmann would take is there a plate or anything? Some plates or anything? And set aside some food for Camael. And then after which he would take some food as well. You know what, Bren? Makes me think. I wonder how Addie is outside.
Boltzmann, I swear to God.
What?
Don't make me worry about my little girl.
Oh, she'll be fine. She's with 3 other griffins, right?
Predators.
I'm pretty sure that they won't eat her.
Our griffins
in
are
all your
very well
years-
fed.
Okay.
They were fed this
Yeah.
morning. They should not feed again for at least another day or so.
See? Exactly. Think
And
of that.
besides, they would likely take longer fighting over who would eat her, given that she's
Precisely.
more like an hors d'oeuvre or appetizer.
Yeah.
Than...
They'd kill each other first before killing. Before finishing that sentence, Boltzmann just
Can we
continues
Can we
eating.
stop talking about eating, Addie, please?
I promise you, Bran, my griffins are very well trained.
Brent just kind of like scowls in a corner, trying not to think of his poor baby owlbear all alone outside.
And as the lot of you are talking, Camael will begin to stir. She slowly opens her eyes. She looks around and tries to get up, groaning.
Take it easy, Camael.
Boltzmann would rush over and try to help her out.
Mm.
Says it would as well.
Bring her armor with us, didn't we?
No, we
Pretty
left
sure
her in the other room.
No.
And the doors are now locked.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh yeah, her armor. Boltzmann would also place her armor like beside her beforehand.
And you see that
If it's
some
not
of
also already done,
you see some of the scorch marks on the armor that were very, very deep and very blackened. This armor have already kind of faded, and the armor is returned to new.
Suppose unless isn't a smith god as well.
Does
Your
anyone have
bravery.
some water?
Immediately.
Oh, of course. I think probably as Boltzmann's also reaching for his water skin, Saoirse would have reached for hers at the same time.
Hey, wait lang.
You have better decks. You have better decks, so yeah.
Yeah,
Saoirse would be there faster.
yeah.
Your,
A
your
little
bravery-
faster on the draw.
Your bravery, Camael, is very great. I am honored to have been witness to these trials, even though it was gruesome to say the least.
That's an understatement.
I had wondered what the ambassador saw in you, and she was wasting resources for something so inconsequential for the greater good, but now, yet. Thank you.
I don't particularly know what happened back there. I suppose
Eyes. They glowed. Golden hue.
Sister Ava. She puts us through so much pain. But still, there's a reason for it, I suppose.
Believe it is the pain that makes us stronger.
At least it's over now. Why am I covered in... What's this? And she's just covered in ointment.
A gift from the gods.
Oh, well, at least I'm shiny.
Better than the alternative, I'm afraid. Well,
No. And trust me, you are likely experiencing less pain right now than you would have if not having applied the bomb.
Says it takes a step back and allows you guys to kind of filter around her closer than her.
That must have been quite the scene.
Boltzmann just nods.
You did look like overcooked dinner. Just a
Camael's
bit.
laughing.
no, I'm not going to say that.
Go ahead.
No, it's just. I was just going to say Dante had sort of like hand over the plate and just say barbecue.
She looks up at Dante.
Innocent look in his face. Innocent look in his eyes.
Says it's shaking her
Boy
head.
needs to learn to read the room.
And she looks up at him at first, and she's so tired. But the moment he says barbecue, she just laughs.
The
Yes,
disrespect.
he doesn't mean to. He's not the brightest. Thank you so much, Dante. She takes the plate and actually looks at the barbecue.
I'll forget you said that, and put the food down for you to eat.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not very hungry. I'm more thirsty, so... Okay, where's my armor? She looks around.
Boltzmann would hand over her pieces, her armor, and help her with donning it. Is it don? Doff?
Yeah.
Donning it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she allows him to. And she's just standing there trying to drink as much water as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Dante, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, sorry, it was on advantage. It was on disadvantage, actually, but... 24?
Yeah, you believe you hear something else unattached to anything that you, anyone that you see. You hear something in the hallway.
Dante just immediately, as soon as he hears this strange sound, immediately just sort of his attention is drawn away and his hand comes up to sort of signal to everyone that something's happening. And then can he get a direction? Which way the hallway?
With that perception check, you hear the tiniest of little footsteps, probably about 30 to 40 feet away. This hall is about 25 feet wide and about 30 feet tall, and into the darkness from where you came from previous, you hear tiny little footsteps.
So
in these echoing concrete walls, it's very hard to not hear them. So you hear these little footsteps. You take a look. You don't see anything, but you definitely hear footsteps.
So he'll indicate to the others, better get that armor on quickly. There's something coming towards us down the hallway. And he'll.
Boltzmann.
I was gonna say he's just gonna pull out his sword and shield and sort of move a little bit forward towards the sound.
Boltzmann would pause for a short while in helping Camael with the armor. He'd reach into his bag and pull out Barnabas. And afterwards, after Barnabas just skitters onto the ground, its mechanical legs just adjusting itself, Boltzmann would go back to quickly, now with a quicker pace, putting on Camael's armor.
Bran will take his place at the front line.
Dante, as soon as you start moving towards the sound that you heard, you hear the footsteps stop. As soon as the others kind of join you in place, you hear kind of a no hurt, Camael. No hurt. I mean no harm. I mean no harm. There's a pause for a moment, and what you see is, from the darkness, you see this arcane aura around this figure drop, and he becomes visible to you. You see this very small goblin in tattered brown robes. He has a small staff that kind of looks like dead wood that he's found in the desert somewhere. It's kind of crooked and has this large knot at the top. On his side, he has this leather-bound book, and it looks very well worn.
Camael means no harm. Camael is simply looking to trade with the strangers in the temple. Please, away with your weapons.
Camael looks at him and swiftly approaches. Who are you?
Camael.
What are you doing here?
I'm simply a trader. I simply want to trade. Maybe you buy what Camael sells, yes?
Camael's eyes squint and look toward the others.
Boltzmann shakes his head.
What is a goblin trader doing here?
Yeah, is it possible for him to be inside the temple?
That's exactly why I'm wondering why he's here.
Hey, I've been here many times. When people are around, Camael lives in the desert. He sees things. He sees temple. He sees things outside the temple and investigates. And Camael sees you now. I simply want to trade.
Right. Camael winces a little and rolls her shoulder again. Alright, does anyone want to trade?
Well, what do you have? Show
me your wares. Oh no.
I was about to say that. It was like, I've been playing too much of The Witcher. Show me your wares.
Would you like to play some Gwent?
Oh, I know what kind of bard I want to be.
Oh
no.
Camael is trader of sorts, but Camael doesn't have many things. Camael knows things. Desert life is very hard for Camael. Lucky for me, I have my book and my learnings. Camael is smart. Camael is not trust that Camael is smart. If I impress you with my magic tricks, will you buy? Magic tricks? Do you want to see?
Oh, actually, Dante knows a few magic tricks.
Oh, I would.
Right, Dante?
He knows one.
Hey, I know a few. I know a very good one as well.
Maybe you know this one.
And Camael kind of rubs his little clawed hands together, and with this white arcane energy kind of flows from his hands. And in front of everyone, you see a tiny little statue, scaled to the size of a goblin, only about 3 foot tall, but it's a exact replicate of the monolith that you saw outside. It's not completely perfect, but it's very passable reproduction at goblin scale, only 3 foot off the ground.
That's actually pretty good.
Impressive, yes? Yes. They do not like?
Sorry.
Camael's just...
Sorry.
I thought it was pretty good.
Were we supposed to clap?
Trick. By now, yes? I showed you magic, I show you smart, no, I Camael will try harder this time. Booms? You like booms?
Camael rubs his hands together.
As he does that, Boltzmann will pull out his firearm.
Good. Camael rubs his hands together and pulls apart this white energy from between his hands, and instantly the air surrounding you this little bitty goblin gets intensely hot, and you see coming off of this 3-foot goblin is a 20-foot ball of flame shrieking down the empty hallway away from you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You see this huge 20-foot ball of flame shrieking down the empty hallway, exploding 100 feet away, and you feel the shake of the ground with its impact and explosion.
Camael, at this point, grabs her halberd and points it at him. What do you think you're doing? This is sacred ground!
Now you've done it.
Camael sorry. Camael is sorry. I sorry.
But you listen to Camael now? You want to buy?
We should probably buy something from this thing, or else he's gonna tear this whole temple apart.
I'll tear him apart before he can even do that.
I don't think it's a matter of you not being intelligent or anything, sir. More so, hard of hearing. I did before all of that. I did ask if you could, what you had to sell.
Well, Camael had to prove self. No items Camael has, but information.
Yes.
Paladin is here, yes?
Yes?
Information I have about the trial. Pay you will to know more?
Camael, her eyes are still squinting at him. She's mad. But the moment he says that he has information, she lowers her halberd. What do you mean by that?
To make sure you know the secrets. Easier to pass the test when the answers you have. Just like my book tells me the secrets to the fire and of the image. Camael can tell you. Talks to many paladins I have in the desert. Many coming from this very temple. Many have passed. Many have failed.
Are you insinuating that I cheat this trial?
Well, not cheat. Simply buy information. Share with you I can. Well, not here. Outside we can talk.
Camael looks away from him and then looks towards them. Looks towards the party, and she hands over her halberd to the nearest person. Who's the nearest one to her right now?
I say Saoirse was there helping you.
Yeah.
You don your armor and with your balm and everything else. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Saoirse hasn't drawn her weapons yet, so she would gladly take the halberd.
All right. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. And she kind of whispers to the others. What do you think I should do? Should I listen to this thing?
Bran shakes his head. I think this is part of the trial, Camael. This feels like a test to me.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Is shady.
I'm all for getting whatever advantage you can in a fight, but I'm with them. It doesn't feel right. It's just
you were expected
as you
to
guys
walk
are
into
kind of
that fire. Oh, go ahead.
As you guys are kind of talking, because
Outside we talk. Here they are. They know they have punished Camael before, but please, if interested, Camael will be outside. We'll be waiting. Camael is smarter now and will not say it inside temple. Outside it will be. Wait, if you want answers.
and he kind of starts walking down the hallway again. And as he walks down, he again kind of disappears.
Let's just get on to the next trial, shall we?
Assuming Camael is fit and ready for it.
Well, I'm angry enough. I would like to go out there and skin him alive if I could.
That's the spirit.
But maybe we can wait until later.
No. I'm ready.
You want to do it? You want to? Oh no, yeah. Wait, I mean, skin him. Yeah, skin him alive later. Let's get to the trial.
As soon as you say the word no, the table is there with another letter.
Oh, look at that. Right. Hold on to my halberd for a bit.
Oh, yep. Of course.
So she walks over to the table and she takes the note and she reads out loud.
Trial of the Spirit. Paladin is not perfect, but always striving for a clean conscience and pure spirit. In this, the final of 3 trials, your honor will either be confirmed or put to the test. Sit in the seat of truth and have an ally read the questions aloud. Answer aloud so that all who are here can bear witness.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
And a second envelope appears next to it.
Camael will look at the envelope. Is there anything written on it?
It says questions.
Okay. And she looks at everyone. Now she's a little nervous. Well, does anyone want to take the envelopes?
Dante looks at Bran.
Envelopes?
One envelope.
Envelope.
Oh, one.
Sorry.
Okay. Why is everyone looking at me?
Well, Bran, if you want to hold the halberd.
I mean, I suppose if you want me to take the envelope.
I would be more than willing to, but I believe it should be one of your closer allies.
Who do you want to take the envelope? Camael.
Yeah.
She looks at everyone. Well, I trust all of you.
Well, how about this? We don't know. Should we open the envelope or wait until we get into the next area?
I think it's too late until we get to the next area.
Okay. Well, depending on how many questions there are, I think we could all take a turn in asking a question.
Yeah.
It didn't say that only one, I believe.
Oh, only one?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it
didn't it?
didn't.
Oh, I thought it said.
Okay, then all of us could take a turn.
Yeah.
An ally read the questions aloud.
An ally.
An ally.
So it could be any one of us. So yeah, I think we should
Yeah.
all take an opportunity to ask one question, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone agree to that?
Yeah.
As long
Yeah.
as it doesn't break
Sure.
any of the rules.
The rules.
Yeah.
For it.
Right?
Alright. I guess Bran will pocket the envelope.
Are you entering the room?
With hesitance, yes.
So again, you open the doors, and just like the last challenge, the setup is very much the same. In the place of circle is a seat, and a circle that surrounds the seat. You take a moment to gather your thoughts, Camael. And then, not wanting to delay it any further, sit, and instantly this warmth passes over you, followed by almost an inhibition. You feel an overwhelming desire to feel as transparent as possible. This is a zone of truth.
Oof.
Why?
Bran has seen these before.
So she's sitting there and she's overtaken by a need to tell the truth, and she's looking at them. Right? Go on,
Brandon, if you're saying the first question, I have it too.
All right. Bran kind of gives Camael a smile as she enters the circle of truth, and he kind of ushers her on there and jokingly says, "Well, this one might be easier."
Camael smiles, but it's a very unsure smile.
And with that, Bran will take the envelope and carefully break the seal on the envelope, if there is a seal. And he will retrieve the letter and read
You pull
the
out
first
the
question.
first. You pull out. You see that there's 5 individual cards, and you pull out the first card.
Oh, perfect. So there's 5. Okay. The first question is... Okay, Bran will reach it out and say... Have you fulfilled your duty thus far as a paladin to the best of your abilities? If no, explain your failure.
Oh. And Camael is looking at Bran, and at first it's like she's racking her brain for the correct answer. Obviously she can't lie, so she's leafing through her memories. As far as I know, I have not failed. At least not in my eyes, but perhaps in the eyes of the gods, I have.
You feel this warm sensation flow over you, as if to confirm what you're saying.
I guess Bran will wait for Camael to kind of give a signal for him to pass the next question to whomever she chooses, I guess.
Who's she choosing?
Yeah.
Let's go with Boltzmann.
And Bran will hand the next note card to Boltzmann.
Now I know where Armand interrogation chambers patent from. Camael, don't worry. Don't worry about this. If it's gonna make you any better, I'll tell you some of a few personal truths after this. Anyways.
This is all procedure.
Boltzmann reads the card. Have you been forthright in all the dealing with my closest allies? If not, speak truth.
Ooh. Can I have a bit of context for that? DM?
Have you been truthful to your... Have your dealings with your current allies, have you been truthful with them in the dealings that you've done with them? Not are you hiding anything from them, but are you, with your dealings with them, have you been truthful?
As far as I can think, I have been truthful. And Camael kind of looks around.
Another warm sensation floods over you. Again, confirming.
Okay. She nods. All right. Okay, so far it's easy.
Boltzmann just nods.
She looks to Saoirse.
Then Boltzmann passes over the envelope to Saoirse.
Saoirse would trade. She's still holding the halberd. Saoirse would trade the halberd to Boltzmann.
Ooh. Boltzmann would take it and inspect it, and be in a world of his own as he inspects the halberd.
Can I add spikes to this?
I had a rocket to the other side.
His mind's already wandering.
Reinhardt over here.
And I think too, I think she would definitely, well, she would maybe kind of raise an eyebrow to Camael at her response to Boltzmann's question. Just kind of thinking herself back to what she overheard. And then say, have you actively been seeking out opportunities of service and light? If no, explain your failure.
And at this, Camael shuts her eyes and bows her head a little. For that, I feel I have failed. I feel as though I had run away from it. When I had decided to be a paladin for Sister Ava, or more, the decision was made for me. The first thing that I ever did was run. But as I have found just a little bit of strength within me, and a little bit of courage, I believe that I had done my best. And now that I'm here, it is just proof that no matter how far I run, there's no true escape. She looks up.
Again, you feel this warm sensation flood over you, confirming.
All right. She nods to Saoirse.
And Saoirse would nod back.
Dante?
Yep.
Saoirse hands as soon as Saoirse sees Camael's gaze go to Dante, she would hand the cards over.
And Dante will step forward. He's not reluctant, but he's a little bit hesitant, I suppose. And he sort of twiddle the envelope, the letter in his hands for a second before he'll pop it open and read it out. We'll wait for her signal before he reads it out.
She nods to Dante.
Has your pursuit of justice ever intentionally or unintentionally caused moral failures? If no, explain your failure.
My pursuit of justice. Camael looks up. I don't know what that means. Is that a question of when I have joined the lot yet, or?
You close your eyes to focus. Instantly you're greeted with flashes. Bird. Of horns. Open your eyes.
Camael is obviously affected by what she saw. I know I cannot lie, so I suppose my actions have not particularly been the best. I... And she tries to steady her breathing, and she's scratching at the arm of the throne.
Feel this warmth come over you. This time not in a confirmation manner, but in a warming, a comforting manner, wrapping you.
Before I have ever come across my companions, I did say that I ran from something. And I'm not particularly proud. I believe it was... You call it murder? It was blind murder? Six men? And though deep down, I know I should feel some sort of remorse. I don't. They all deserved what they got. It was dark, what I have done, and there's absolutely nothing I can do to change my actions. And though I do not regret what I had done, the only regret I feel is the fruit of my actions. And I only wish for the better. That my actions would have caused at least the safety of one other life.
And at this, you feel another warmth embrace you, confirming that you've spoken truth.
Camael is getting teary-eyed, but she's fighting back, and she nods to Dante. She's not looking at them. She just nods.
Seza steps forward, reaches out her hand for the envelope from Dante.
Dante's sort of looking down at Camael, and he just sort of pulls out a handkerchief and just drops it into her lap, and then walks back and gives up the envelope.
Camael will take the handkerchief and dabs her eyes a little bit and sniffs and looks up. Right. Seza?
He opens the envelope, taking the final card. Will you, from this day forward, dedicate your life to serve good and defeat evil wherever it may be?
Yes.
This warmth, again, fills your mind, fills your spirit, wrapping around you in almost a gentle hug, confirming that you have spoken truth and that you have now passed the trial of the spirit.
She's just sitting there. Camael's still sitting there. And she's just looking at absolutely nothing. It's like she's spaced out.
I believe that's the end of the trial. I mean, are there any more note cards?
There is nothing left. And as you're saying this, the light that is kind of underneath this, the kind of uplighting this chair kind of dims slowly. Not enough where it's off. You can still see everything in the room, but it does dim slightly.
Camael gets up and walks towards them. If you could just give me 1 minute, please.
The doors open.
And she walks out.
What are you guys doing?
Sheepishly looking at each other, I think.
Yeah.
What do you do after something like that? She did ask for her space, so I believe it's wise if we give her that space.
When a woman asks for some space, you know what to do.
Yes, sir. Well, what do you suppose we make out of that?
Six people?
Murdered.
I think we let her explain that before we pass any judgments.
Agreed.
No judgments made here.
I'm just saying, Brad. I'm not blaming you for being bigoted or something like that. It's okay.
She feels it was justified. Perhaps it was.
What's important is who she is right now. Nothing more, nothing less. And, well...
She wants to be better.
Exactly.
She did say it was for a life.
Well,
And she plans to uphold her oaths going forward.
A few moments pass. You guys kind of wait, thinking more than talking. Camael, what are you doing?
Camael has sat herself in the hall by her, just cross-legged, and she's just staring into nothing. Basically, she's just zoned out. She decides to stop overthinking, gets back on her feet, and makes her way back to her companions. Not looking them in the eye. Obviously, she's a little ashamed.
When you stand to go back into the room, the doors are already open.
Camael looks at the doors. And she looks at everyone. Okay. She doesn't acknowledge them after giving them a look and just goes through the doors.
The doors close again. A moment passes, and then the doors open. And when they do so, there's no longer opening into the hallway. You see something else.
Dante sort of just looks around and slides over to the door to have a peek through.
Is everyone else joining?
Yes, Holtzman is.
Yeah.
Dante, when you first look in, you see darkness, and as the others join around you, see it kind of lighten. This same door that has led you into this chamber many times already is different again. This time, instead of the hallway that you see, what you should see, surrounding the open door on the other side of the wall are vines and plants that fill the walls of this one vacant room, once empty space. You hear the chirping of birds. You hear hundreds of them creating a chorus of tones that make the hairs in the back of your neck stand on end. Camael, are you there?
Yes.
You take one step down from this entry door, and your feet are met with standing water, shimmering and reflecting the light from an open star field above. Camael, you know this place. You know this feeling that you feel begin to well within you. You see the purples and greens and ambers of these gas nebulas floating above the stars. You look forward, and towards the wall you see a verdant paradise filled with green vines, trees, and plants of every type, covering a waterfall that rushes down, filling the room. Every step splashes just a bit and disturbs the perfect mirrored reflection of this awe-inspiring space. You stand there for a moment.
What is this place?
It's home. Camael looks around. And she nods.
Are we still in Ujat? This seems...
No. Well, I suppose you can say, but before anything, this was all I knew.
From behind the waterfall comes a figure. A tall figure. She takes a few steps out into the room, and now standing before you is a radiant figure, unaffected by the water. Camael, you see this, and you instantly see this form, and your heart skips a beat. Standing before you is the goddess herself in feminine form. 3 or 4 times your size. Warm brown skin sprinkled with golden freckles across most of her body. Wearing an all-white, all-glowing, radiant white spaghetti strap gown, golden trim. Her hair is white blonde, long enough to reach her waist, bound into a high ponytail. Her eyes are bright and gold, reminiscent of what you felt and what the others seen from you within the flames, sparkling with energy. She looks compassionately at you. You also see a tinge of pride swelling up within her face, proud that the one she chose did not falter in her trials. She motions for Camael to move forward.
The moment that she sees Sister Eva, she smiles, like she beams. And as Sister Eva herself motions for her to approach, she does.
You step onto one step, and again the water is still continuing to flow. Your feet are now covered in water. Sister Eva speaks. Nightingale, I claim you this day as my righteous crusader, a protector of good, a defender of justice and of peace, and a tormentor to evil and all who embrace it. My paladin. She waits for your response.
She looks up at Sister Ava, smiles. To the beloved one, Sister Ava, and to the sacred one, Mother Lithania, to you I thee pledge my undying loyalty from this day until my last.
She bends down, touches her hand on your face, lifting it to meet her golden gaze. The pledge is made, and the reward is given. Stand, mighty warrior. Take my hand and be transformed. And as you take another step closer to your patron, you feel the water from the floor begin to swirl and swell all around you. No longer touching you, but around you. You feel yourself being lifted and now floating in the air. You reach out, and as soon as you feel your fingertips touch Sister Eva's, the room begins to glow, radiant and white. You feel yourself being lifted and floated and spinning. You from the party see this glowing energy now being radiantly projecting from the figure. Your form, the party sees... Sorry. You feel yourself being lifted, floating in the air. You reach out, and as soon as you feel your fingertips touch Sister Eva's, the room begins to glow radiant and white. You from the party see this glowing energy and are being emanated from your ally, your little sister, your not quite 5 foot tall ball of energy and life. Her armor now glowing with white, pure, radiant energy. While all of you try to keep your eyes on what is happening, it is too much. Instinctually, you cover your faces, and from the bright light, now blinding you. For a flash, the white light pulses, but after a moment, you see the intensity begin to slowly, ever so slightly diminish. The 2 silhouettes are gone, replaced by one. A stunning, armor-clad warrior, standing nearly 6 feet tall, with wings reaching out fully near 9 feet across. As the light continues to lessen and the intensity lessens, you make out the long, flowing red hair. Familiar armor, but now with a white and colored breastplate. Rose gold colored material covering the rest of the plating and the armor. On the white breastplate there is donned a very minimal green and gold scroll, a work of vines and tree branches and birds near the center of the chest, and a gold scrolled E. Still small, but now slightly more obvious. The voice of Sister Ava echoes loudly in the chamber. A new body, stronger to face the greater challenges ahead. New armor to mark you as my own, and to gain a deeper connection. Wiser now to see through the devious nature of evil and all its ways, and a new weapon. The Binu Blade, named after the legend of the Binu bird, the first spark of creation, the bird of rebirth, the phoenix. To remember the bravery you needed to face down Al-Rin, end these trials. I've combined his weapon and yours. May it serve you well. And in her hand, you see this new weapon, similar to her halberd before, but this time more in line with something in the decorations that you've seen here in Ujak. A golden blade, emblazoned with two Binu birds, a traditional symbol of creation and rebirth, with red jewels that look familiar, planted as eyes of the birds, and one at the very end of the blade, in this full fan shape. There is a large red stone where the fan blade and the pole come together, and in the center of the blade is an E matching the one on the breastplate. Behold, Camael, proud and proven paladin of Sister Ed. Response?
Dante's mouth is wide open as he's just watching this unfold.
Nearly 6 feet?
I would say probably right at 6 feet. She's still
Yes.
a ways away from you, but
Still a short,
foot.
still a short one.
Well, so much for little sister Dante.
Wow. We can still keep up the pretense. Shh.
Seeing Camael in this new form, Bran his mouth is agape. I mean, Camael was once upon a time, what, 4'9"?
Chicken
Yeah.
lollipop.
Like 4 foot, right?
Something like.
Yeah, she was 4 foot. 4 foot.
Oh, like 4 flat. Jesus.
No. 4 foot 6, 4 foot 7, somewhere there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The drastic change from 4'7" to now nearly 6 feet. Bran kind of, out of like muscle memory, he kind of taps his satchel pack next to his hip, and just to check if his big man Bran potion is still there.
Right?
Yes, it's there.
It's still there.
Bran, what are you looking for?
What?
What are you looking for, Bran?
The big man Bran potion.
You tell Boltzmann that?
Yeah.
Where did we get that potion from?
The Weiss said that it was fine.
Camael, now in her more matured form, looks at her fingers in her hands and at her new weapon, and looks towards them and slowly approaches.
Should we bow? I feel like we need to bow.
No, Dante, please.
He bows.
No.
No, my friends. You do
She
not
says
bow.
it, steps forward,
We
and
don't do that
bows.
here.
She goes down to one knee and drops her head slightly.
Please rise.
And she does so.
Don't. No,
You too, Dante.
Dante's still a bit bewildered by what's happening. I won't. But he wouldn't even think to be silly at this point. So that was about as silly as he was going to get. And he just like stands up. And you can see that he's sort of looking at your height and just nods to himself. It's good. It's good.
Camael,
Holy
it was amazing. I'm so glad that I was here to witness. I have so much to tell the ambassador. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you for being here. And she looks at everyone else. I may have grown, but I'm still Camael. Please.
Grown, I'll say. Bran kind of approaches Camael and is.
I'm imagining
Damn, she's
him kind of doing the hand on top of his head and
Yeah.
just checking.
Exactly.
When
Exactly.
she's looking away.
It has to be more subtle,
Yep,
Bran.
I'm still taller.
More subtle.
I
How tall is
haven't
Bran?
made any moves yet.
She'll take your head
He's-
off with that thing.
God, I need to open up his sheet, but I think he was like 6'3".
Yeah, I
6'2".
think so. Yeah.
6 foot.
Dante was 6'1", by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Saoirse's
I'm
only
everywhere.
5'9", so
Ooh.
Saoirse's actually looking up to you now.
Actually, Boltzmann would be looking up to you as well. He's slightly shorter at 5'11". So yeah. By the
She's looking at his chin.
Well,
gods.
Her eyes
I
are
guess
up
I'm
there.
the little sister now.
Her eyes are up there, Bran and Boltzmann. Don't be like that.
You gotta ruin the moment, don't you?
I feel like I enhance it. That's what I'm...
you
Enhancing.
just go out of your way to ruin it. All right.
So, Camael, you've been blessed with this new armor,
Mhm.
mainly for flavor purposes. A new weapon, which does have some abilities, which I can give you. It is not a magical weapon, but it is not a +1 weapon. But that is due to your transformation. Your transformation is giving you a +1 strength modifier.
Alright.
Holy crap.
So, my trial is complete. And as am I. Boltzmann?
Yes.
I think it's time we heal you. Yes?
Boltzmann just smiles. He words cannot. It's like it's that usual time again that he wants to say something, but it's like the words aren't coming out of his mouth. He's just nodding.
Eventually, you guys leave the chamber. And as you do, as soon as the last person is cleared, the doors slam shut. And when looking back, you look and you see that they are now solid one-piece stone. The torch lights, there is no more benches, there is no more table. It's all gone, just the dark hallway ahead of you. You see the ends of this temple on this hallway, and you see that the sun has already set. No longer this bright light coming in from both sides, but very faint bits of sunlight, light at all, coming through. You make your way through the hallway, and outside of the temple, and you see that the sun has already set, and you look up and you see a very similar sky to what you saw inside the final chamber. See no goblin wizard. You saw nothing except for that sky. Nowhere near as bright and vibrant, nowhere near as colorful, but shining brightly just the same. Ahead of you, near the monolith, you see torchlights. In front of the monolith, a table is set with 6 chairs. Stunning feast spread across the entire table. There is a full platter of steaks, full rack of lamb with roasted potatoes and vegetables, all sorts of breads that smell amazing, as well as desserts of candied figs and pastries, fruit platters all piled high. A few bottles of wines, a few bottles of fresh milk, all chilled to perfection. A note on the table reads, "A feast for my heroes. Rest and celebration is in order. Tomorrow, a new dawn begins."
This is something.
I didn't realize we were expected.
Well, after you, Camael, and Dante sort of motions towards the feast. Have you got a?
She.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No. You go. You go.
Yeah, Camael will smile and chuckle and walk past him and kind of smack the top of his hat so that it tips over and covers his face. So silly. Come. It's time to eat.
As you find a place to sit, Seza is next to you, found a chair near you, Camael. As you look around, closer to the temple proper, you see 6 fairly decent-sized tents set up, all just out of the sand on the brickwork that lays in front of the temple. All larger tents than what you can see, and they seem to be large enough to stand up in. Each one has like a wooden bed is raised off the ground with a mattress made of down. And very comfortable for being outdoors.
Just a quick question, DM. We are outside, right?
You are just on the precipice of the temple, so there's basically a landing where you saw the monolith, where it's like brickwork before you go into the temple proper. So it's just in front of the temple.
Because, if anything, my first instinct would be to look for the griffins.
I was actually gonna say that. I want to find my baby girl.
You look down below, past this landing area, and you do see your animals. All 3 of the griffins are feeding from a trough.
Oh God!
My
heart fell for a second. Like feeding on, I'm like, oh no. We just have this triumphant music, and then
little baby owlbear, where is it?
You hear the record scratch.
The small owlbear looks to have climbed into the trough, and her head is completely buried in the feed.
Aww.
Okay.
It seems like Addie's having some fun over there.
How far does your mage hand work, Boltzmann?
I don't think my mage hand can carry little Addie at this point. Things getting heavy.
Just leave her be.
She's having fun, Brando. No need to dote on her every time. Let her be free and all that.
Let them feed and let us feast. Yeah?
Let us feast, indeed.
And as you sit and begin enjoying your meal, all of you feel this just warm presence kind of just fill you as you continue to eat. This would be considered a hero's feast.
Ooh.
Sadly, no wine for me. Damn it. If there's any
milk.
Cocoa milk?
There better be cocoa milk.
There is chocolate there. There is milk.
Chalky milk.
I want my chalky milk.
Chalky milk. Oh no. Wait. Oh my god.
Brandon immediately rushes towards the chocolate. He's only ever had it once in his life. It was a very rare occasion.
Oh god.
You mean we can take one?
All of it is for us. Feel free.
This isn't a test.
No, it's not a test.
As soon as Bran takes the first bite, it all disappears and turns into sand.
That turns into sand. We've been hallucinating all this time.
Got you, I did. No. Sorry.
All I taste is bitterness and ash.
No, everything is there is real. You guys feel it. You do feel this magical essence kind of developed you as you begin eating and feel this warmth. Almost like you've been drinking wine. You feel this warmth kind of radiate within you. Even though some of you haven't drunk the wine. You still feel that kind of warm presence. Just standing there in front of the temple and sitting there and enjoying each other's company and feeding and eating.
So, I know that the tests were hard to bear. Specifically for me, but more for the lot of you. For those final 2 tests. Camael folds her arms on top of the table. Does anyone have any questions?
Personally, Boltzmann chimes up. Personally, if there were any, I would save it for a different time. Now is the time to celebrate, as you've said.
Are you sure?
Boltzmann just smiles. It's now just like the complete parallel of that one fake smile that he gave you. It's now
Daenerys.
The Daenerys smile. No, it would be like the complete whatever would be the exact opposite of that. The wholesome smile. It's like he's just glad that you've finally finished this. You've done what you need to do. If anything, I propose a toast. He just realizes, oh gods, what am I doing? I've said this a few times already, and he stands up and raises his glass. To everything that we do, friends, may our future endeavors be fruitful, and our survival guaranteed. He raises his goblet. I'd assume it's a goblet. Cheers, friends.
A few inches in height wouldn't be too bad either.
Shut it. Shut it.
Cheers.
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 Dante
Clink
absolutely slams his wine.
Boltzmann was wishing
as
that
you pour the wine, you notice that the bottle does not become any less empty.
Ooh.
Oh my! Well, I do hope she lets me take this with me.
Oh,
To
I
be sober,
don't-
Boltzmann.
I am so sorry, Dante. I don't think that's gonna work, but you can try.
I
the
think
bag of sausages now has a contender brand.
I'm going to wander off and try and drink one of these empty.
Are you sure?
Oh gods.
At some point, yes.
All right.
Not sure how healthy that will be, but okay.
I'm sure I'll pass out before I reach the end.
Oh, before I forget, Dante. And she hands over his handkerchief. There you go.
You're welcome. I thought you needed it. He just chucks it away. It's not mine, really. I found it somewhere. It's like, it was
Of
clean.
course you
I
did.
promise it was clean. But
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely clean. Most likely clean. It looked clean. He drinks another sip of his wine. This food's great.
Of course.
This is a hero's feast, correct?
Yes.
Does that also include the benefits gained from the actual spell?
Yes,
I swear I heard a rule.
Oh.
a gift from Sister Eva.
Hey! Get some nice benefits here. Maximum hit points.
Get 10 hit points, don't we?
Yeah.
Temporary?
2d10
Sweet.
for 24 hours.
We might just need that. I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, we're traveling straight back to Arma and getting you all fixed up.
Are you excited?
Boltzmann just shakes his head. I know I would shake my head.
Spotlight is back at Boltzmann.
Oh no.
Oh,
Lord.
yes.
Well, we now have an literal chosen of the gods by our side, and I'd say we should be confident. Right?
Maybe we can try to put that at a minimum. I'm still Camael. I'm still your friend.
Got a shiny new halberd too.
Yes. We'll take a bit of getting used to, but it's pretty.
The height.
Just for clarification, DM, was that a combination of her original halberd and Elren's blade, or is it a separate thing?
What she said was, no, she didn't say that. Yes, it is. It's, she said something to the effect of, I've combined his weapon and yours. May it serve you well.
Okay. I
Oh,
was
so
just making
her
sure.
halberd and okay.
Boltzmann, if you were to check your bag of holding, reaching in and asking for the Elren's blade, it would no longer be there.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes our
From your
credit card.
inventory.
But the thing is,
You lost so much stuff from your bag of holding.
We can take a loan against Camael's new halberd. I'm sure someone will.
but alright, so my question for it would be, since Camael's old halberd has been is now essentially gone, would that mean that this new halberd of hers, it doesn't have the infusion that I put in?
If there was a magical infusion on the old one, it would stay with it. So whatever you had on there would still be there. But then I also posted in the
handouts.
The Binu polearm, which is the weapon. It's basically a melee weapon. Actually, it is not a +1 to hit. I have changed that, so I'll change that before I post it to the Discord, to the Black Dragon Discord. It does have a reach of 10 feet. Magical weapon was a gift from Camael from her patron, Sister Eva, upon the completion of her paladin trials. It has elements from a great sword that was taken from Elren after his defeat at the hands of the party. And then it has a light ability, so that you can use it as a light. And then it also has a crit ability, where there's extra damage equal to your paladin level on a crit.
Oof.
It's one spicy meatball.
Insert Roblox. Oof.
Alright, because I thought that since it's now gone, I have one free infusion slot, but yeah, I'll get to that eventually. No, because
we're all leveling up at this point too. So everyone
Hey!
level.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Hells yeah!
Oh my
Good
goodness.
It is the day of DM gifts.
Oh my god, don't put the pressure on me. I don't know what I want to do.
I need you to prepare.
Hells yeah! Right.
Plot time.
So
Yeah.
as you guys finish your feast, eventually finishing you about an hour or a little bit more after you begin eating, the feast itself begins to fade away. The dishes, the remains go out. Dante, mid-swig of his wine,
Oh no.
the bottle just disappears. You still have your glass full of what was there, but the actual bottle has now vanished.
That was good for one night.
You are free to enjoy the camp that has been set up there. There's a campfire around. Is there anything else you want to do here?
For RP's sake, guys?
Dante's just sort of enjoying the fact that, you know, they survived that first encounter. Camael survived and is now Nega Camael, and he's just relaxing. He's probably passing out at this point, I'm be honest. Having drunk as much wine as he could off in a corner in the grass somewhere away from his tent. So he's probably just fallen asleep in a bush.
My goodness.
There's a tent. He slept.
I'd like to imagine that he tried to get into his tent, but he just...
Oh, yeah.
Good.
He sort of tried to
No.
stand up and then just fell. I've been there many a time. Stand up, fall over, face first into the ground. That's exactly what he tried to do.
Oh no.
Saoirse tracks him to the bush he fell into, and
Whoa.
like, okay, everybody.
Whoa.
Well,
And then picks him up and helps, drags him to his tent.
Ooh, okay.
Is what I
Saoirse
imagine.
comes out, right?
what?
Yes, yeah. She just dragged him
Okay.
to his
They'll
tent. I
waste the bloody
imagine that
time. That's for sure.
she dragged him to the tent, and that's where he stood up and then fell again outside of his tent.
Anyways, if anything, Boltzmann, if probably the night would not be that late, probably, he would just scribble on his journal, and to whomever is still sober, he would ask, "Do any of you have any objects with a definite weight on you? A piece of metal or a rock?
Bran drops his warhammer.
Do you know its weight, Bran?
I know that it's heavy.
No, its exact weight. I need something with exact weight. No?
Boltzmann, when I'm shopping for a warhammer, I don't ask for its exact weight.
No. Then don't give me a... God damn it. This is going nowhere. Bran, go.
Well, here. And Saoirse would take her sword, the same one that she used in the first trial. She would hand it over to him, saying, "It's a couple pounds. I'd say about 2 pounds in weight."
2 pounds. Give or take... How much? Probably 0.1, 0.2?
Yeah. Say give or take just a quarter of a pound.
Alright, that's something. And afterwards, Boltzmann closes his journal, puts it into his, what do you call this? Bag of holding, and you can see him pull out the spring that he purchased from the last, from what town was that again? I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
Wasn't that up in...
Oh no,
Yeah.
Kurat? Somewhere in...
Kuratan.
Kuratan, yeah. Kuratan. You see him take out the spring. I'd imagine that it's not like a tiny spring. It's somewhere like a medium-sized, something with his, something as large as his palm, I guess. And you see him, Boltzmann, with your sword. You see him walk over to his tent by the exit. Hang the spring from one of the tent's poles, and then he measures its length, then writes something down. He then takes out his journal, he writes something down, and afterwards, he attaches the sword to the hanging end of the spring, and as it hangs even lower, Boltzmann measures it again, furiously nods, mutters something to himself, he takes down even more notes. Afterwards, he takes the spring and, all while still staring at his notes, passes by you again, Saoirse, and nonchalantly just tosses the sword back at you, still poring over his own notes. Then afterwards, he just takes a seat back again to his own spot. Then
Boltzmann.
you can see that he's already in his own world again. It's in his
Camael's,
mental palace.
yeah, Camael's just watching him do all this, and she's just staring. Yeah, Boltzmann?
Bolster just waves you away.
Right.
He's-
I guess those
Just
snores
hope
for the
this doesn't-
wicked.
Just this. Hope this doesn't involve a cuttlefish this time.
Don't hold your breath.
Well, I do believe he still has that heart, so it might involve that.
Oh no.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The heart
Sadly.
disappeared.
Um,
It's been quite the long day, and I suppose it's time for me to rest. What about the lot of you? What do you plan to do?
as you say this, Boltzmann is still is already reaching into his bag of holding. He takes out a crossbow bolt from his bag and stares at it. It's like transfixed. He, after looking at it for a few seconds, he attaches a hooked string on its rear end and slides it through the spring that he was measuring, and then inserts the entire assembly through a small hollow tube.
You're scaring me, Bolt.
As the entire gizmo is completely assembled, you see his eyes gleaming with pride, and an uncharacteristically childlike smile appears on his face. This gizmo is in his hand. Right, one step closer. One step closer. Anyways, this has been a very wonderful night, very stimulating. We should get some rest. His smile still hasn't left his face.
Right. Camael just shakes her head. Good night.
Yes. Good night.
Rand's just gonna shake his head.
Oh, guys. You know where this is going.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's the cuttlefish incident all over again.
Yep.
Wait. Is Dante still sleeping outside of his tent?
No, Saoirse.
No,
Oh, he's
Saoirse
inside.
brought him
Okay,
back to the
okay.
tent.
No. Saoirse dumped him outside of the tent.
outside.
She didn't want to risk. Yeah, she didn't want to risk anyone thinking anything.
Oh.
She's just like,
But
okay, he'll find his
It's
way
not
in there.
It's not like I like you.
Ah,
Kidding?
for fuck's sake.
It's like absolutely unconscious.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright, can Camael and someone try to get him into the tent?
Yeah.
He's gonna catch a
I
cold.
mean, if Saoirse wanted to help carry him into the tent,
Just drag him back
if
in.
Camael wanted help carrying him into the tent, Saoirse would still
Yes.
would help do that.
Baka.
Well, he did say that he was going to pass out, and there he is, and she's just standing over his unconscious body, just pointing at it.
I keep my promises.
It's true. Yeah. At least he is a man of his word.
I think he's sleep talking.
Like the story.
Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish.
What is goldfish? Anyway, let's get him into the tent. He's going to catch a cold out here.
Yeah. And do we need to roll a strength check to?
No, I think it'll be alright. Dante forcibly stumbles as you guys pick him up on both sides.
His legs start churning away as he gets lifted up.
Collapses into the bed.
Thank you, mommy.
No. You're fine? Good.
You went from little sister to mommy.
Camael just covers her. Oh, no.
Oh,
And
no.
she just throws a blanket over him and tucks him in real nice and warm. And just looks to Saoirse. Let's get out here before he calls you mummy.
As well. That's probably preferable to him
How do we know? Could have been
mistaking.
telling Saoirse.
Told him.
Yeah, well, given that they pretended to be husband and wife, that's what she's thinking. At least he didn't go back to that. Even though she was the one who also got drunk and kept, just latched on to that ruse while they were still there.
Well, then again, it would be difficult to pronounce your full name that he gave you as a... what was it? Like something really long and ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's written down somewhere,
Jaeger
but
Jensen.
I've already forgotten. It's written down somewhere.
Yeah. Don't worry, Saoirse forgot what it was too. She just
Brunhilde
figured,
von
well,
Stein von Krieg.
It was
Oh
sort
no, we
of
can hear the
Spanish.
notes.
Sort of Spanish.
Oh, good lord.
Bastardized Spanish, if you want. Yeah, there's a few notes here. I'll be back.
something Santiago, I think.
Santiago.
I kind of remember mine.
Santiago.
Del Roja, something.
Yeah.
With that, Camael and Saoirse will just leave the tent and go. Camael will go
Yeah.
into her respective tent, removing her armor and snuggling into her bed. And as per usual, even though she's gotten taller, she's still the same, so she hides under her wing as she falls asleep.
These are feather beds, down mattresses that you're laying on, so they're nice and soft and feel like they're hugging you no matter what. The warm embrace that you felt a few times within this trial kind of washes over you as you sleep. No visions or anything during the night, but you just have this warm, peaceful sensation. Whatever trials not put forth by your goddess that will happen in the future, you feel stronger, you feel ready to face them, you feel more competent in your abilities to go forward. Everyone is able to take a full night's rest, and with that, I think that is where we will leave this evening's session.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So, guys, what'd you think?
Intense.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
probably
Yeah.
Intense.
especially since we've been streaming, but even before that, this is probably one of the most intense roleplay sessions that we've had. Difficult for different reasons at different times, but definitely kind of emotional and draining all at the same time to kind of go through this full roller coaster of ups and downs and everything else. Camael, what was obviously a lot happened to you today. What is going to be the most memorable thing for you going forward? Obviously, your new form is going to go with you, but from the trials themselves, what's going to be the biggest takeaway?
Oh my god. That's a difficult question. That's a difficult question. The only thing that I can say is that, as per usual, I am amazed by what you set for all of us, specifically for for all of us, not just for Camael. Wow, I'm actually speechless. God.
Yeah, welcome to everyone else during the session.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dead air, but that was just simply because we were so speechless.
Seeing a friend turn into something like the chosen of the gods? Nah.
Yeah, like, how do you react to that?
Yeah.
The visions that Camael had received before were saying just that she needed to be stronger to be able to face what's happening.
Mhm.
Especially after what happened with the Shadow Queen and the Shadow Queen getting between you and your patron. So not just this spiritual connection, which she tried to, as part of the trials, to bring, but also the physical connection. The physical being of you has to be bigger and stronger so that you can continue what you're doing and keep the impressive nature of the past couple of battles. She wants you to continue, especially when it's a just evil foe like that. So good. Anybody else? Anybody else want to comment on what's going on, or what their best part was, or just their thoughts in general as we wrap this up?
I really just enjoyed this entire night. It was good. It was a lot of fun. And I want to keep going, but that's okay. I understand.
Aww.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think that's most
I think
days
we need a
playing.
reset. We can go, but I think everything after that would be kind of trivial compared to what we've already done. So I think it's best if we kind of reset, grab a week, and then figure out where we're headed after that.
Or Boltzmann, you're not trivial. It's okay.
Well, it's more the minutia getting to, what happens after that. The next.
We don't know.
event
Boltzmann
is-
becomes a smith god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Happy.
Literally turns
Yeah.
into Iron Man.
He creates a robotic army. He finds an ancient forge and he somehow automates it.
That would be
Start
wonderful.
churning out. Yeah.
Warforged.
Automata.
Or, I don't know, awaken some sort of ancient civilization who've transferred their bodies into... No, wait.
See, this is only the stepping stone
One step closer. You heard him a while ago. One step closer. One step closer.
to his robot army and fucking
You
Skynet.
just see him this gizmo in his hand, which is something like not exactly like an EpiPen, but whatever. It pierces things. But whatever he's making, you still have no idea.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Know your thoughts about the temple itself, especially not Camael, who in roleplay terms have experienced. They're not in roleplay terms, but in backstory wise, had kind of experienced this, and I kind of let her in a little bit of what was going to happen and tell her what kind of a building this was and what kind of things she should expect. What did you guys think about the setting? What did you think about the temple itself? All right.
No, it's just,
Yeah.
just trying to think, man.
No.
It was-
Yeah.
The challenges were really something, but
Yeah.
especially that first one and the last one.
Yeah.
No, the second one. First and the second one were intense.
oh man, I can just imagine the smell of burning flesh in the
Yeah, second one was not my favorite because of that.
like I've said, that scene from Spec Ops, my god, that's
It just sucks that you have to stand by and not intervene in any way.
Well, and that's something where, given that, so we all have soldier pretty much all of us have soldier as our character backgrounds.
Hmm.
I was imagining how for probably, if not all of us, most of us,
Yeah.
that would have been a very triggering experience
Very.
for, especially those who served on the front lines.
Yeah, that was a difficult one. First one was intense because that was an actual battle, and it was a interesting one because it seemed to change over time, so we had to adapt. We had
Kind of
no
just-
idea what we were facing.
Yeah, and all week you guys were talking about all the different scenarios, and all of them were battles. So it was like, oh, we have to put these guys are going to be frontliners now, and we have to heal up and do this. And I'm looking at all the chat.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was getting worried because I thought we weren't be able to rest at all. Like we would just be shunted over to the next trial area.
And I
We
think
don't-
that's what I wanted to try to convey with the goddess, is that even though that you guys were being tried, and especially Camael was being tried and pushed to your limits, there were instances where whatever you needed was provided. The balm after the flames, the
food.
the food.
Not gold,
when
though.
You asked for it.
Not gold.
No.
no.
And Dante
gold,
did piss
sadly.
off the goddess twice already. So.
Yeah.
I aimed a place.
But yeah, that's
Dragons,
what I was
goddesses.
trying to convey was that kind of mercy that goes along with these trials as well. So it's not like a punishment, but it's something that has to be completed.
Yeah, that was really great. The third one was difficult for Camael. Not
Yeah.
necessarily for us, but definitely a trial for Camael.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that'll open up things in the future as far as character goes as well. So hopefully that's what that comes out of that. So
Now we gotta get Boltzmann fixed.
next is to get Boltzmann fixed. Figure all that out.
And we're just talking about his little friend, right? We're not talking about him in general.
Getting him fixed.
No, shut it, Dante. Nobody ever talks about that. Nobody talks about that. No.
Wait, does he still have the problem?
Are we just? No.
Wait,
No,
what?
no, we're talking about Boltzmann in general.
Yeah.
Like,
I still
not
have the problem. Yeah, the illithid inside my head.
No,
It's
not
still
the
in his
passenger.
head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the passenger.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Right,
lack of
the
passenger
Yeah.
in other places and
Passenger's
things like
just
that.
asleep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's missing one
Passenger's just asleep
passenger.
right now.
He's got another
Shut it,
passenger.
Dante.
I mean,
All
we
right.
need to talk Boltzmann. What's going on here? Why is what's with Seza? Can I just clear the room here? What's with Seza?
Shut
Yeah,
it.
what is with Cesar?
We have
No.
two other redheads in the party.
No.
You were angry at Camael.
Angry?
Sirsha's just here.
Angry.
Why is Seza making you blush a little?
Yeah.
Camael.
Uh-oh.
No. First off, angry at Camael. No. Was
This
angry
sounds
at
like it needs to be a
Rob.
roleplay discussion.
yeah.
This needs to happen in character.
This
This needs to happen in
is
character.
this is like sometime during the
Bonus. Okay, bonus RP time.
Bonus RP? Okay, you're setting her on the fire.
For those of you that are
Yeah.
still sticking around, you get a nice bonus RP session.
Alright, I just
Yep,
gotta step
yep.
away real quick.
The
I'll be
mid
back.
credit, it's like Marvel's
Yeah.
mid credit
Yeah.
scenes.
the shawarma scene.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bran approaches
Basically,
Boltzmann at a
yeah.
certain hour, like at twilight, and he's just gonna. So, Seza, huh?
Yes?
Shut it, Brad.
But wait, Seza's here.
No.
No,
Subtle-
it doesn't mean
subtle
nothing.
brand.
Never mind.
Okay. I mean, there's something going on here, Boltzmann.
No. First off, there's nothing here. All right, nothing. Just
Is it the staff?
God,
The staff.
What is what? What about the? Huh? This is
Technological marvel.
yeah, sure, Bran. Listen.
Is it the red hair?
Boltzmann's just quiet.
Is it the accent?
He's just trying to wave you away. Bran, all right. Just reminds me a lot of things about, Aaron and all that.
And to that, Bran is gonna pop a squat next to Boltzmann.
What are you doing? Get out of my tent, please. We are in a tent, yeah? Get out of my tent, please.
Oh.
I mean, you can definitely try to push me out of the tent.
I can heat your arm. Oh, wait, you're not wearing armor. Oh no, I'm defending.
Oh!
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Go on.
Let me get a little more comfortable here.
Let me get on my green pajamas for you. I know you love these green pajamas.
Oh, but Bran? No. It's just that, alright? She reminds me a lot of the woman that I loved, okay? And it's just...
Sirsha?
Wilson pauses.
Only from 2 tents over, you hear this smirk in the background.
Right,
Yeah.
with her intense hearing, like Sirsha just did it.
Dante laughing from his tent.
He's drunkenly
Little
drunk.
to Boltzmann's and Bran's knowledge, they are Very loud.
Everybody's just outside listening in. Whoa.
Yeah, Bran thinks that he's whispering, but it really sounds like
What about Saoirse?
This is after she ate, so this is after the hero bonus. That means she gets advantage on all this, all the chat.
yeah.
Well,
Advantage on being frightened.
Everyone's
all
hearing
these
it. Tessa hears it.
For only one roll, I'm giving her the proficiency bonus from the favored terrain, even though it's desert,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
just to see if she hears it. I'm joking.
Well,
Go,
here's
fine.
the thing. Technically, yeah, her favorite terrain is. She has two favorite terrains: desert and forest.
Oh, there
So,
you go.
Stop it.
Stop it right there.
Technically,
They're right there.
Saoirse hears it. Saoirse hears the entire conversation.
No, alright. No, just. Bolson just waving his arms, flailing around. Just, his face is now turning red. Just stop it, man. Would you
I mean, what's the difference?
No, it's not. A lot of. These are things that I cannot put words into, Ran. Okay? Alright? Alright. There.
Then, why were you so angry at Camael then?
I wasn't angry at Camael. Where the hell did you get that from?
You were a little snappish with her.
Of course, who wouldn't be snappish if you found that there's some life-threatening thing inside your head because of one stupid thing that you did the night before? Exactly.
Bran just kind of gives Boltzmann a knowing smile. Alright. I do recall it was a little forward when we first met up with her too.
Bosman just raises an eyebrow. Excuse me? I mean, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being fed lines here.
You weren't supposed to say that. You weren't supposed to say that.
This is totally scripted right now. But no, I'm being fed lines.
No, what?
What? Black Dragon RP?
Black
Scripted.
Dragon scripted? My god, cancelled. We're gonna lose subscribers now.
Well then, what about Saoirse?
Oh, what about her?
You were...
What? She's a...
I mean...
She's a soldier. You know, a ranger. And?
Doesn't she look like Aaron?
I mean, just because a person has red hair, you know, if you say that just a person has red hair, that person immediately looks like Aaron, then that would mean that Dante would also look like Aaron, yeah? No.
Well, if you'd like to bring Dante into this conversation, why not Dante?
Dante actually has like more browny hair than red.
Brown and red.
Dante whispers that across the tent.
Brown and red. Oh, okay. I've always been imagining.
Dante just kind of whispers that from the tent. It's actually kind of brown.
No, pony. Anyways, no, she's a ranger, and that's that. Period. I mean,
Saoirse's attractive in her own way.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she is.
Oh my god.
And she would make quite a fine part of Dante or whatever.
She's very handsome. She's a very handsome young lady.
Oh my god.
Yes, and Saoirse is overhearing all of this.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say anything negative.
Wait, hold on. We don't even
Exactly.
have like we don't even have like an accurate description on what Seza even looks like.
Owen,
yeah, you did. Did you not?
Mm,
I'd have to open too many notes to find.
I don't recall.
You don't?
I just recall her little icon. Her token. Yeah, her token.
Little icon. She looks similar to the ambassador.
Don't recall what the ambassador looks like.
Ambassador's an elf.
Yeah.
I don't believe that she was an elf, though. She was human.
Oh.
Oh.
No, the ambassador is an elf.
Oh.
Seza is human.
It says it's human.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought she was like half elf.
I thought so as well.
Oh.
Nope, human.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, actually, that's like 50%, 25%. By RP Boltzmann as such, I thought she was. Oh no, but yeah, I'm still keeping it. But yeah.
Wait, so
I think
Aaron
I
was
told-
a half elf?
You never knew, Brad.
No. Well, I mean, let me put on my brand voice. No, we don't actively talk about Aaron.
Oh, just. Boltzmann was again tries to wave Brian away.
This was supposed to be a funny thing. Now it's getting suddenly deep.
Yeah, no, whatever. Bran, you know what? If you need anything, just give it to me or whatever. If
What?
you need armor, if you need your armor, I'll just show you
Phrasing.
a weapon, like something. Just give it to me and leave me alone, please.
Give it to me and
Alright,
leave me alone.
Oh
Yeah,
my
someone clip
God.
that, please.
Please.
That's the new new
Information.
follower new follower sound effect.
Give it to
Just
me
give
and
it to
leave
me
me
and
alone.
go.
Just. Oh no.
I know what happened. I never said that she was human, but I did say she was dressed similar to the ambassador, and the ambassador was an elf. Because at the beginning of when you guys first saw her, you couldn't tell if she was male or female.
Actually, yeah, that's why I was like, oh, it's a half elf as well.
But yeah, she was human. Says it.
I see.
Well, well, that's not.
But her ears were kind of pointy. If it helps you.
Well, I don't think we could tell because I think she had that hood up.
Yeah. There was no description. I think I left that for Bran, and I don't think we got to it in roleplay.
Oh.
My bad.
Well,
Oh, well.
regardless, Bran will kind of chuckle, get up from his squat position, and will kind of leave the tent. Whatever you say, Boltzmann.
Shots at Bran. Don't make me remove the infusions on your armor.
No.
Boltzmann, stop.
You're just making it worse.
Exactly.
I'm leaving the tent, and you're making it worse. Saoirse can hear all this.
Yeah, I imagine Saoirse. I never said Saoirse was in bed yet, so she's probably still
Brad
sitting out there
testifies.
smoking her.
She's just
smoking
outside.
her pipe.
He's
And
just outside.
Evening, Saoirse.
think evening, Bran. Oh, Bran. Quick word of advice:
Mhm.
women aren't necessarily interchangeable. Personality makes, not just red hair.
Bran shuffles away.
Sad clanking noises.
Oh,
We've been caught.
Oh no.
just in
That's
case Camael, you and Camael, by the looks of it,
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
No. What?
No.
No. Oh, no.
Oh no, player speaking, no.
No.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no,
fair.
that was Saoirse speaking. Actually, that's what she's thinking whenever she's seen the two of them go off together.
Oh, it's better.
Oh no.
It's better than Boltzmann.
No. Can you stop?
Brandon Boltzmann, a business partners.
But they make such a they make such a lovely couple.
Bran and Boltzmann?
Yeah.
I agree.
Coconut fact.
We're
Coconut.
gonna South Park this. We're gonna start drawing pictures of them together
Yes.
until they finally admit their love for each other.
Sorry.
I feel like I've completely lost control of everything.
This is what it means.
It's so cute. Those
Look at
those
where
pictures
we're
you
at.
got there of Brandon Boltzmann.
By the gods.
This is
I
us
mean,
personally
whatever the
requesting fan art of
whatever
Brandon
the
Boltzmann.
people,
Yes, please.
whatever the people want.
Or better yet, fan fiction if anyone is a writer. In the
Oh,
community.
God.
Tasteful.
Fan fiction is over.
Please, yes,
Oh,
please,
AO3.
tasteful.
If it's tasteful, we'll show it on
Fan fiction.
stream. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
we read it.
Brandon
yeah.
Boltzmann will personally voice act the lines
Yeah.
Oh, Branimir and Boltzmann would be
once we
Brandon.
hit a certain amount of followers, of course.
That's gonna be
So
fun.
be sure to follow Black Dragon RP to get some.
Speaking of followers, as we finish our evening tonight, I want to thank some new followers. VR Lord Vegeta, please, and thank you.
Vegeta.
What is it? Vegeta?
Dragon Ball.
See. Thank you for the follow. Surely Only Mike, thank you for the follow. We appreciate all that. Relentless Hunter, again, thank you for your commitment to
MVP.
excellence
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
Mhm.
MVP.
I wonder who that is.
I don't know.
Again, February is our affiliate push. Thank you for being here this evening. We are still in need of followers, so please, if you liked what we did today, hopefully you did. Hopefully you enjoyed the story and enjoyed the kind of emotional roller coaster that we kind of went through this evening. Click that little bitty heart at the bottom. Show us your love, and we will return the favor. I think that's it for this evening. I want to appreciate everyone for being here today. All my role players, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for sticking with it and getting through this trial, and we will see you again next week.
Oops.
Oh.
Accidentally
Oh,
muted
that's right.
that. Accidentally muted that. Sorry. Game night Sunday.
it's okay.
Yep, I'm up for it.
Game night
Always.
Sunday.
Always.
Oh yes,
As in tomorrow night.
or game morning for those of us, on the East Coast or in the U.S.
So 8:30-ish
Mm.
Eastern Standard Time on
Yeah.
Sunday morning. We will be playing. Usually do Jackbox, do a few other games depending on who's up and who's around and everything else.
Mhm.
So please join us for that. We do community games, so if you'd like to play along, please do so. But I think
Please
with
do.
that, we will see you, if not Sunday, we will see you next week for another round of adventures here in Tribus. Thank you guys.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank